And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Bucky and BK. Today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. And we've got a lot to get into. First of all, we are live at our home away from home, Sue Patrick, 5222 Burnett Road. If you're looking to gear up for March Madness, this is the place to come. Of course, the Texas women will open up tournament play tomorrow at Moody Center. If you've got tickets to the game and you're looking for some new gear to rep the Longhorns, come by Sue Patrick. If you're just going to be watching at home and you're looking for some great new gear to rep your Texas Longhorns, this is the place to get it. We will be talking plenty of March Madness on today's show, of course, previewing tonight's Texas BYU game. Can and continue their season with another upset in March Madness. We'll get into that. Huge news for Texas Longhorn football. Potential difference maker for the Longhorns on the offensive line. We will get into some NFL conversation. We'll talk about the rest of the bracket. It is a fun Thursday show, locked and loaded and ready to go. We appreciate y'all spending some of your Thursday with us. Buck, on to you, my man. How are you today?
I'm fantastic, BK. It is a lovely Thursday, too, as we start to warm up now. It was cold, but now it's going to be really, really something special here all day long. And of course, tomorrow, as we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we could be in the 90s. Just the way I like it, just the way it's supposed to be. For spring will be officially done with. I'm going to say tomorrow. I'm ending spring tomorrow.
Well, spring starts tomorrow. We're technically still in winter.
Yeah, spring. No, 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 no. We're going to summer. We're not. No, we're bypassing spring. We're not. Yeah, We're not doing spring. If we get into the 90s, we're going right to summer.
Okay.
Summer will start tomorrow on Friday, y'all. So if you got a couple beach days left for you, you spring breakers out there, enjoy it because it's going to be lovely in the 90s, the low 90s, and that's fantastic. I got no problem with that. I know you want 70 and 65, but that's going to be over with. Although in the mornings now, it's still kind of cool in the mornings, but by the time we get to afternoon and evenings, 80s, 90s, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's good tanning weather.
Oh, are you going to go tanning this weekend?
No, I just being in the garden, I tan. Once I take a ball cap off, the tan starts. Even with a ball cap on, I still tan pretty good.
It's like,
And of course, when we're at St. Patrick, there's all kinds. I've got tons of ball caps, but stop that sun from going right through the top, right to this ball head of mine. So it is for those out there that are thinking they're escaping the sun by putting a ball cap on. You're not hurting, but it's still, you just got to wear a sunscreen. Please put on your sunscreen. Here's a guy who never puts on sunscreen telling everybody put on sunscreen. I have natural emollients, but it doesn't mean that people of my color don't get. You can get all the different types of cancers that come with that, but not protecting yourself. But I just can't have the oil on me. I have natural emollients that take good care of me.
well, I've got natural hair, so I don't have to worry about the head burn just yet. We're starting to thin, so we're getting close, but I still got you on that. You got me on the emollients. I got you on the
Yeah,
head burn
yeah,
here.
no doubt about it. Good day to the soldiers at Fort Hood, Texas, the soldiers in the state of Texas, and all those that fight for us each and every day. Thank you for what you do. We do appreciate everything you do for all of us. To you and your families, do be safe out there. And for all you folks out there still getting to the end of spring break and gathering in big crowds, keep your head on a swivel, please.
Yes, indeed. All right, a lot to dive into, Buck. The madness of March continues. Texas basketball is back. Of course, the Longhorns coming off that thrilling victory in the first four on Tuesday. No rest for the weary.
No,
Texas back in action tonight in Portland, Oregon, taking on the 6 seed BYU Cougars. The Longhorns were 1.5-point underdogs against NC State on Tuesday. They are 2.5-point underdogs against BYU tonight. Buck, I'll ask you right off the bat, what's your confidence level that Texas continue dancing beyond today?
no, it's such a home court advantage, I believe, for BYU tonight. And it's not like they play in some scrub conference. They play in maybe the best conference right now in college basketball, or one of the best, top two right now. So they're well suited for this type of play, and they've got maybe the best player in the nation playing. So I don't I thought that Texas could beat NC State, but I don't think they can win tonight against BYU.
So you think the run comes to an end?
I think it comes to an end. If you want to call it a run, yeah, that the quick walk against NC State. Now it would be a run if they could get 2 in a row, but I don't think they'll win tonight.
I think they do. I'm not super confident.
You were less confident in the NC State game.
Right. Well, look, I picked Texas to win. I think I was less confident than you that Texas was going to win on Tuesday. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm super confident that the Longhorns are going to get it done because, well, you talked about it. I mean, BYU's a good team. They're a higher seed. They're favored. They're playing close to home.
Very close to home.
They've got the leading scorer in college basketball and the guy who is likely to be the number 1 overall pick in this summer's NBA draft. It's a talented team, and Texas is the underdog for a reason. So it's not going to be easy. But I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's the first 4 stats that I've been bringing up all week. Maybe it's the 14 loss stat that I've been bringing up all week. Maybe it's I'm riding too high after just 1 tournament win, but I liked enough of what I saw from the Longhorns, especially on defense the other night. I feel like it'll be close. It won't be easy. But I think this run's going to continue for
and probably the best player in the nation is going to show off at home tonight. I mean, and with big numbers.
it ain't at home.
Well, this is a home. This is
If it was at BYU in Provo, then I wouldn't be saying this.
They've got some emotions riding. I believe it's close to home. And then if they win this game, they'll play the winner of the Gonzaga game, which Gonzaga I think will win. So they're used to playing them, right? Aren't they in the same division? Yeah, I think they played in the same conference
For a while. You're right.
For quite a while.
Yep.
So they'll be charged up to play a Gonzaga team. So I think they get by Texas. I think it's probably a 6 to 8 point win tonight.
Okay, so you got BYU winning and covering in this one. Think it's close? You think it's competitive, or do you think it's kind of BYU controlling?
I think BYU gets off to a really, really quick start, and Texas had a quick start the other night. Will they be able to start out and hang with them early? Because if they get into the second half, I'm expecting for the Longhorns to do some things that we see them do during the course of the season. That's to have a little bit of lull in offense, they'll play okay defense to start, but that kid's going to get whoever's covering him is going to be in foul trouble.
It needs to be 2.
Yeah, that's what I said. The 2 guys that cover him or 3 guys are going to get in foul trouble because he'll go to the rack. He's not just one of those guys that can shoot. Boy, is he physical in the lanes and everything else. And he's going to get the calls. They're going to get the calls tonight.
Well, here's the scouting report on BYU. They were 23-11, 9-9 in the Big 12, finished tied for 7th. I'm with you, though. I think the Big 12 was without question the best conference in college basketball this year. This is a BYU team that began the year ranked number 8 in the country. So high hopes, high expectations. They started the season 16-1. Their only loss was by 2 to UConn, who's obviously very good, a 2 seed in this tournament. They've won 2 of the last 3 national championships in this sport. They got off to that hot start, and they finished the year 7-10. They had a 4-game losing streak in there. They had a separate 3-game losing streak in there. They're 3-4 in their final 7 games going in, and 2 of those 3 wins were against really bad teams in the Big 12 tournaments. And their slide, it started a little before this, but we've talked about this. I know everyone who covers Texas and everyone who covers BYU has talked about this as well. Richie Saunders.
Yes.
Averages 18 points per game, 3rd on the team, averages 6 rebounds a game, 2nd on the team. Senior, good defender, good 3-point shooter. He tore his ACL a few weeks ago, and BYU just has not been the same team.
Yeah, they missed his production.
So, look, Texas is without Lucina Traore, as they have been for a long time. No disrespect to Lucina. I wish he was out there. He's not as impactful or as good as Richie Saunders is for BYU. And this is a BYU team without Richie Saunders. It's 2 guys. It is 2 guys. The gap between their first and second best players and everybody else is monumental. We spent a lot of time talking about A.J. DeBonsa, but their second best player is a guy named Robert Wright, transferred in from Baylor. I mean, he averages 18.2 points per game. That's more than Dalen Swain, who's Texas's leading scorer, and he's their number 2 guy. So it's A.J. DeBonsa, Robert Wright. You're not going to stop those dudes, but God, you got to hope to contain them to give yourself.
Well, you can't let a 3rd guy get going tonight. That's whoever that 3rd guy may be. That guy has to be sort of like Heidi, get his 3 points and be on his way. That's it.
If you can hold everybody else to 3 or less,
yes,
I think you're all right. And here's the deal: like AJ DeBonsa is going to get his. Okay.
Yeah, he's just that good.
He averages 25.3 points per game, and he put up those numbers against teams that are a lot better at defense than Texas is.
Right.
The hope is it's an inefficient 25 to 30. Like, if he goes for 30 tonight, but it's 12 of 27 shooting, then Texas might win. If he goes for 30 and he's 12 of 16, he's getting to the free throw line a bunch, and he's controlling the game and dictating pace, then that is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big, tall guy. I mean, he's a physical specimen. You know, this is where you know this is where Swain has to be to I don't know if he's going to be covering. They're not going to do that because Taylor Swain would be in a bunch of fouls trying to cover that guy. That guy's way too physical for him. But they got to come at him with a number of guys. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to use up some fouls with Weaver. You know, attacking and hacking on him. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, you got to have some fast hands on him because that guy is a physical monster. Uh, to me, is I mean he plays like a guard forward, you know, but big and physical.
Well, he's positionless.
Yes, you're right.
That's kind of the new era of the NBA.
Yes,
I mean, Sean Miller, and I'm mad at myself. I cut up the sound and I forgot to put it on my computer, so we don't have it today.
yeah, because I don't know what to call him. I mean, he looks like a forward, but then you say, well, he's not big enough, but then he plays bigger than a guard.
Yeah, Sean Miller was asked for like a player comp to anybody he's coached against or coached during his decades in college, and he didn't have a direct comp. He brought up LeBron James. He didn't say like he's going to be the next LeBron, but he's like he's that positionless guy
Yeah, you're
where
right.
he's 6'9", but he is a point guard. But he can also play down low. He can
Yeah,
also
he can
guard me.
rebound. Yeah,
He can do everything on the court. He's actually BYU's tallest starter. He's not their center. Again, he brings the ball up the floor a lot. He has the ball in his hands on just about every possession, but he is their tallest guy in their starting five. He is, if you've never watched him play, it's the same thing I said about Darius Acuff, Buck, when Texas played Arkansas a few weeks ago. If you've never watched AJ DeMonsa play, I'd like to say you're in for a treat,
oh yeah,
but because he's going up against your favorite team, you're not. It's going to be miserable tonight.
yeah. I mean, if you give him that soft shoulder where you're not squared up to him when he's going to the basket, he's going to grow. He'll go right through that shoulder,
Yeah.
right to the next guy. So you better have a second defender waiting for him near the rim.
You might have two defenders on him
Wow.
way away from the rim.
Yeah, I mean, he controls the ball. He can handle the ball. You know, and when Kawhi Leonard started to handle the ball relatively well in his NBA, when he first came in, you're thinking, well, Kawhi can't handle the ball, and then he started to be able to handle. This guy's like Kawhi, but he can handle the ball.
He is. I've been looking for a good player comp, and I've been trying to come up with one on my own. And I think the best I've got right now, he is a bigger Tracy McGrady. Think about how good T-Mac was in the
Right.
league for a long time with the Magic, with
Yeah,
the
this dude can
Rockets.
finish too. Yeah.
He's just a bigger, stronger version of T-Mac.
Sure.
He's got a little Paul George to his game, but look, Paul George is a great player, perennial all-star. I almost think I might be disrespecting AJ DeBonsa by saying he's only Paul George. This guy is a freak. And you talked about defending without fouling, Buck. AJ DeBonsa averages 8 free throws a game. He
Yes.
gets to the line a lot. And again, he does that against teams that defend a lot better than Texas does. So you cannot. I remember the Texas Purdue game a few years ago when the Longhorns had to play Zach Edey, and Purdue shot like 35 to 40 free throws. It might have been more than that. Like, and Purdue won. It was kind of close, but they just, every time they needed points, Texas would foul them, and they lived at the line. This cannot be one of those 30 to 40 free throw nights for BYU, and A.J. DeBonsa just can't be living at the charity.
Yeah, and plus for Texas offensively, they've got to get to the free throw line too. They got to get a couple of those guys in foul trouble because they don't have a lot of depth. So as you said, their second main scorer is not going to play in the game. So you have to make these guys play defense too. And the herky jerky lefty has to continue what he did the other night. You know, 17. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I need him in the 20s tonight. If they win, he's got to be in the 20s.
I don't know if he does. I just think you need some of the other guys to, like, I think Tremont Mark can give you 17 and you can win this game, but I don't know if Jordan Pope can give you 5.
I don't know.
I don't know if Dalen Swain can be 2 of 9 shooting again. Like, those are the two guys. Like, Tremont Mark 17 is fine. I would love for him to go over 20, but I think it's the other guys who need to play a lot better for Texas to win again.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what to expect from Pope Jordan. We don't.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Swain is not going to stay the way he's been, he's not going to have 2 or 3 games where he just doesn't play well. He'll play well enough tonight, but will it be enough? The foul trouble is what I'm not looking forward to, guys. I mean, these guys are going to get the fouls. They're going to get the calls tonight.
Well, Texas fouls a lot,
Yeah,
and they draw a lot of fouls. So on paper, that is not a good recipe for success
no,
for the Horns.
not on the road, not there.
I'll call it the road.
It is. It's a roadie.
The worst part about this game being in Portland, I don't think it's the fact that it's close to BYU. I think that it's the fact that it's so far from Dayton, where Texas was 2 days ago.
It's true.
Sean Miller was asked about this yesterday. Texas didn't leave Dayton, Ohio until
Midnight, right?
3 a.m.
Oh,
There was no plane for them. I don't know how that happens. BYU, with all their Mormon money, they called the airline and they're like, hey, can you delay this plane so they don't get in
oh.
to town in time? I don't know what it was, but they
3 a.m. So you had to go and then get rest straight up.
3 a.m. is when they left. Buck, it's a 4.5-hour flight. And I know you get 2 hours back, I guess 3 hours back with the time change. But yeah, Sean Miller's like, well, we got there and we slept a little bit in the morning, but we have to do practice and we have these availabilities. And
Sure.
they
Yeah,
could be a little tired.
Yeah, you are in the tournament. You got to have availabilities. If people want to talk to everybody now.
Now, Sean Miller wasn't complaining. He's like, man, these guys growing up, they'd play 2, 3, 4 games a day in the EYBL and the summer
Sure.
circuit. So he's like, these kids can sleep on the plane. These kids can bounce back. He's like, I don't know about
Yes.
me. I might be hurting a little bit, but
Yeah, the players can. You're right. They can sleep anywhere.
that's the unfortunate part is that Texas, yeah, they didn't get a favorable travel schedule with this one.
Yeah, they'll have to be on all their game, and the big man in the middle has to really stay out of foul trouble tonight
Yeah.
because this BYU team, as much as they can shoot from the outside, they will go inside too, and they will cause you to foul
That's the thing. Like Modest, this is where Texas has its biggest advantage tonight.
for sure.
I mentioned AJ DeBonta is their biggest starter at 6'9". He's not going to guard Modest.
No.
Their big man, quote unquote, is a guy named Keba Keita. He's 6'8". So he's giving up 4 inches and 20 pounds to Modest Vocatitis.
Yeah, things should start down low.
So on paper, that is an advantage for Texas. But yeah, you need Modest to stay on the floor,
Yes.
which he hasn't been able to do a lot lately.
Yeah, and he's got and plus not only that, he needs to be scoring too.
Yeah.
He needs to take advantage of that, his height and his size. He needs to take advantage of that tonight.
And that's another thing where Texas does have a little bit of an advantage. They are the better rebounding team. BYU's a better rebounding team than NC State was, but they
Right.
aren't on the level of Texas. Here's a couple of interesting stats about this Longhorns team this year. Texas is 17-4 when winning the rebounding battle by 5 or more. They were plus 12 on the glass on Tuesday. This year, they are 1-8 when tying or losing the rebounding battle. That only win came against Ryder in the non-con. So if Texas gets beat on the glass, they're probably going to get beat in the game. That's important. They've got the size advantage. They are the better rebounding team. You can't give up second chances to an offense like BYU. And if you're the Longhorns, you got to make sure you're giving yourself some second chances.
Yeah, and Kendall Weaver will be big in this game. As I said, his speed and the way he rebounds for a guy his size, BK, is going to be very important tonight. And the way he gets the break going, I mean, he'll take off and get the break going.
Yeah.
He'll cause them to have to foul him. If he has that game where you get your 11 or 12 points from him, that's big.
Now, if we can get
Plus, and plays the defense that he plays.
Yeah, I mean, he was, I said it yesterday, Kendall Weaver was so good against NC State that he made Dickie V and Charles Barkley actually talk about the game that they were calling. They had to stop their podcast to be like, wow, this guy's really good. I mean, it was the first career double-double for Kendall Weaver, and it's the same conversation with these guys as it was on Tuesday.
No doubt.
If they lose, it's over. If they lose, it's over. Like Kendall Weaver, Tremont Mark, Jordan Pope, maybe throw Dalen Swain in there, although Dalen Swain's an NBA player.
Right.
We'll see if he leaves after this year. Would love for him to come back one more season. But those other 3 guys, they might play professionally overseas. I don't know if they're NBA players. So this might be the most exposure in a basketball game these guys ever get again in their lives.
This is big for them. You're right.
And you could tell Kendall Weaver and Tremont Mark did not want their college careers to end the other day. Jordan Pope didn't quite play like that, but he's had some good games this season. Yeah, man, I just, you don't want this to end, man. These tournament runs are fun. These guys spend a lot of time together. They want to keep this thing rolling, and hopefully it's the seniors and the guys who might not be here next year who are able to carry the weight.
Yeah, once again, now you're out of that first four in kind of game. This is the real deal now.
This is it.
Yeah, this the team that they're playing tonight is in a conference that every night that they play is it's a tough battle. And especially this year, it's been a good conference, Big 12.
Been the best conference in the sport.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, some other keys for Texas. I mean, can they defend again? You have any faith that the Longhorns are going to be able to play defense the way that they did against NC State?
I think you'll have to get at least that. That's the very least that they have to do.
Well, they gave up 66 points. If they do that again, they're going to win.
Yeah, but I'm worried about the one dude scoring 60.
60?
That's the problem.
Oh my gosh.
I am worried about him scoring 35 to 40 points, getting it going.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not.
Yeah, but and they're going to throw so many different people at him. BK, from Weaver to Swain to the herky jerky lefty OEB covering him at times. So he's going to have a lot of guys come. And as you said, not just one of them at a time. They may send two right at him.
I don't know what they're going to do. That's why Sean Miller gets paid millions of dollars.
Well, I know what they're going to do. They're going to press Texas.
You think so? Just because of what we saw the other day?
Why wouldn't you?
Like from the opening possession?
Why wouldn't you? If you score,
Well,
press them.
yeah, that's a fair point. I don't know if you want to break tendency in your first tournament game, but if you can turn it into turnovers and free points, then
yeah, they
who
want.
knows?
If I'm calling this a home game for them, they want to get off to a fast start too.
Yeah.
I mean, in Texas, they'll have to equal their energy early.
And for Texas, look, you're not going to hold BYU to 66.
No.
You're just not. I mean, it was a minor miracle that you held NC State to that number. Can they keep BYU in the 70s? Here's another stat. I've got some numbers today for the people.
Numbers are good.
The Longhorns are 16-4 when keeping teams under 80 points this year. They are 3-10 when teams get to 80 or more.
Oh.
BYU averages 84 per game. They scored 90 12 times this year. They scored 105 in a Big 12 tournament game a couple weeks ago.
Dude, they're getting the 80s in the Big 12 up against teams.
At 105, it was against Kansas State, who fired their coach, and they were so checked out, ready for the year to be done. But 105 is not easy. I don't care who you're going up against. So can you keep them somehow in the 70s? That's Texas's best chance to win. That's a big effort.
Yeah, and once again, Jordan Pope has to take care of that dude has to take care of the ball. He has to be.
He's the point guard. He needs to know that he's the point guard.
Yes.
Like in a press situation late in the game.
He hasn't figured that out yet. Huh?
It really is amazing. It really is amazing that that press break the other night made me want to pull my hair out.
It's just no. He has the control. He has the control. Hey, you have to bring it up. Can't get caught in corners. You can't get double teamed. If they're coming at you, find a way to get rid of it before they get to you, so that you're not engulfed by two big dudes. So he's got to play. He's got to play one of his better games tonight.
He does. All right, we'll continue the Texas basketball conversation. Got some keys to victory, some more stats to dive into. What can the Longhorns do to pull off an upset and continue their dance?
But not a big upset. I mean, them beating
2.5-point underdogs.
Right.
I mean, we got some people on the comments line. A lot of these people were saying Texas had no chance against NC State, by the way.
Oh.
But they're like, hey, you guys are crazy. Well,
right.
They're saying, BK, you're crazy. Like, this is going to be BYU easy tonight. And look, BYU's good, but they're not unbeatable by any stretch. Texas has beaten better teams than BYU this season. I'm telling y'all that right now. Hell, Alabama, they went on the road and beat Alabama earlier this year. They are better than BYU. So is it going to be easy? No, of course not. But I think Texas has a better chance than a lot of folks are giving them credit.
Yeah, this team is not as good as teams like they've played Arkansas. I mean, they're not as a team that good.
No.
You have played some better teams in the SEC.
I think so. All right, we'll take your thoughts. The Dakota text line, 512-222-9328. The YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch live chats are rocking and rolling. Keep the comments and texts coming in. We are broadcasting live from Sue Patrick. Of course, we'll have our world-famous QVC segment with Jay coming up in hour 2. But, Buck, some big Texas football news.
Oh, yeah.
Great Texas football news to dive into in a moment. But before we shift gears, how about our first round of sponsor shout-outs?
Folks, our good friends over at Relax Back embrace a holistic approach for a healthier lifestyle based on 35 years of proven expertise. And, of course, my back couldn't be happier. And I started out this day back feeling fantastic after a round of golf yesterday, coming back and sitting watching games in my chair yesterday. Did a double yesterday. Got in the Relax the Back chair and had my gummies.
Nice.
Had my early bird. And that was awesome. What a great day. And my back feels fantastic this morning thanks to to relax the back, of course, and it can transform your routine and your life, folks. They've got everything that you're looking for. Tempur-Pedic mattresses, pillows. They've got the human scale office chairs, desk, and all the accessories that you're looking for at the Relax the Back. They have two great stores. One is at the Hill Country Gallery across from Whole Foods, and right up here where we are in North Austin, at the Gateway Shopping Center, right across the street from Container Store. Live pain-free like the Buck at Relax the Back.
Love Relax the Back.
Yes, indeed.
Missing my Relax the
Oh,
Back chair.
you're gonna feel it a little bit later on, but that's all right.
Well, I'll be
Get back to it.
feeling my chair later on.
Yes, you will.
Sitting at home watching college basketball all day.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a beautiful thing. Shout out to Early Bird CBD.
Oh yeah, man.
You brought up the gummies. And also shout out to Johnny Longhorn. We're not supposed to play favorites, and we don't play favorites, right?
Unless you pay for it.
Well, Johnny Longhorn's doing a good job.
Thank you, Johnny.
Johnny texted in a couple of weeks ago saying AV Consultations is coming to my place to set up a surround sound
Awesome.
system. Johnny yesterday, actually earlier today, texted, just placed my first order with Early Bird CBD.
Good job, man.
Hopefully you use the promo code Bucky for 20% off earlybirdcbd.com. There have been a number of our great listeners who have supported our sponsors and supported Early Bird CBD. We love these guys. The Buck's hooked. I'm hooked. We've got friends and family hooked on these Early Bird CBD gummies. They are fantastic. It's a local Austin company, by the way, so you're supporting a local business when you support Early Bird, but their gummies are made with CBD and THC. You want to take the edge off a little bit. Bucky likes to use it to relieve some pain during and after his rounds on the golf course. If you just are going to be sitting at home these next couple of days, maybe pop one of those and just watch basketball.
Yeah, I mean, there are times when everybody's been looking for CBD oil to rub on spots. Rub it on your knee, rub it on your shoulders or your elbows. This way, you just take this bad boy internally. Internally, you just get that gummy, and boy, and you still get the great feeling, and you also get the pain relief, and that's important to me, getting rid of that pain.
Earlybirdcbd.com. Again, promo code Bucky for 20% off your first order.
Love it.
Speaking of just sitting back and watching basketball, you need a nice cold beer while you're doing that. Altstadt Beer should be that choice. I've told you all before, I've got a little Altstadt fridge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not an Altstadt branded fridge, although that'd be sick. But it's just a mini fridge that only has Altstadt in it.
Only Altstadt's allowed in that
Only
fridge?
Altstadt allowed in there.
No water?
If I have a buddy coming over, he's like, hey, can I put my Gatorade in there?
No. Sorry.
Yeah, shove it up these.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No chance right there. Altstadt, I've got my beer fridge ready to go. Hopefully you do too. Look, if you're going to be watching at home, get some Altstadt beer at your favorite grocery store or liquor store. If you're going to be hitting the town these next few days watching the madness, make sure you're asking your bartenders, waitresses, waiters, servers, whoever for Altstadt beer. Your good times and your basketball watching are made better with Altstadt beer. No impurities, no regrets.
Love it.
All right. Great news for Texas football. This dropped yesterday afternoon. Give Anwar Richardson of Orange Bloods credit. He had this report first. Laurence Seymore, the transfer offensive lineman, won his NCAA appeal, and he will be eligible for the upcoming 2026 season.
Say, they got a little soft, did they?
I guess so.
That's great. That's great news.
Good news for us.
Absolutely.
I don't care what they do to Tobago Chambliss at
No.
Ole Miss or Joey Aguilar at Tennessee. I only care about this house.
It's big. This was a big get right here.
Huge news right here. Laurence Seymore will be a part of the Texas Longhorn football team in 2026. A little bit of a refresher because it's been a while since we've talked about him. He transferred in from Western Kentucky. He committed to Texas in late January. He wasn't really on anyone's radar. He never visited Austin. So it was kind of out of left field when this news dropped that Laurence Seymore was committing. And then we started looking him up, and it's like, well, this guy's really good.
Yes.
This is a great pickup. And then shortly after, we find out that, well, we're not sure if he's going to be ruled eligible this year. He's fighting for a sixth season. We don't know if he's going to play. Steve Sarkisian was asked about it a couple of times during winter workouts. He was asked about it last week during spring practice, and he didn't have any updates for us. But we find out that Laurence Seymore can now play, and this is a really good addition to the left side of the Texas offensive line.
A needed addition.
Needed.
They needed this dude, and now he can come now, right? He can pack it up and get going now.
No.
Oh no, he's still got to wait for the semester to end.
Yep. So that's not an NCAA thing. That's he's finishing up his undergraduate degree
all right.
at Western Kentucky. So the
So
plan.
he's not going to get any spring any spring ball in
No,
whatsoever.
won't be a part of spring practice.
Okay. Well, we didn't expect that anyway.
No. I think we've kind of known that,
Sure.
it was just a question of whether or not he'd be able to be here for the fall. We knew he was
Right.
never going to be a part of the spring, but was he going to be allowed to play this fall? And the answer to that is yes.
That's great. That's great news.
And I'll say this, like Jack Endries was a post-spring addition
True.
last year. Of course, last year you had 2 transfer portal windows, but Jack Endries didn't get here till the summer. He was the starting tight end and the best tight end on this team. Emmett Mosley the fifth, that wide receiver, didn't get here till the summer. He was hurt, but as soon as he got healthy, he was a starter on this Texas team. So just because a guy is not here for the spring, yeah, of course he's a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, but this is a veteran player. He knows.
This is a veteran player.
Guys has packed his bags and gone to 2 different schools before.
This will be school 4.
Yeah, he knows he knows the deal.
Yeah.
He understands.
6'2", 320 pounds. Started his career at Miami. Spent 2 years there. Redshirted year 1. Then he transferred to Akron, 2 years there. And then he went to Western Kentucky, where he played this past season. And now he'll be finishing his career in Austin, Texas.
So he's been in, did you say Miami?
Miami.
I mean, he's been in passing offense because Western Kentucky likes to throw it.
They throw it a lot.
Yes.
And this guy is a really good pass blocker.
That's good, and that's great news.
840 snaps for the Hilltoppers last year. No, not the St. Ed's Hilltoppers. Aren't they still the Hilltoppers?
I think they are.
Okay. 840 snaps, all at left guard. His pass blocking grade, according to Pro Football Focus, 82.6. 70 is considered average. 82.6, obviously well above average. Charged with only 8 pressures and only allowed 1 sack the entire 2025
that's good.
season.
That's a veteran player that's a plug and play, let's go guy.
And here is the best part, Buck, bearing the lead, at least for you, because I know what you're all about.
How many holding penalties? Yeah.
1 penalty last year.
That's good news. So he doesn't flinch. He's a veteran player. He's not going to flinch. He's not going to get things aren't going to disrupt him. He knows how to hold his water, so that's good stuff.
1 penalty all season. How nice that sounds for an offensive lineman.
Maybe he can help out the dudes here. Maybe.
Like a coach on the field?
Yeah, that's going to help.
Hey, guys, don't move until the ball is snapped.
Yeah, that'll be great.
You see me do that? You do that.
This is what I do.
So 1 sack allowed, 1 penalty all last year. And he was a second-team All-American, according to Phil Steele. Also a second-team All-American, according to the Football Writers Association of America. Those are pretty respected outlets, I would say.
That's great news for the team. I know Arch Manning has to be out of his mind to know that he's got some protection in there now.
I think Kyle Flood also has to be.
And the run game.
I was going to say Kyle Flood. He might be thinking, my job might be safe for another year. But you're right. I mean, Arch Manning, this is more protection for him. Laurence Seymore didn't grade out as well as a run blocker, but he's still a solid run blocker, and I think he's better than anything. Matter of fact, I know he's better than anything Texas was trotting out at left guard this past season. I mean, it was a revolving door with Connor Stroh and Nick Brooks and Neto Umeozulu. Finally, late in the year, they shuffled the deck and moved Cole Hudson from center to left guard, and that helped stabilize things in the final month and change of the year. But obviously, Cole Hudson is gone, and DJ Campbell, who was your right guard, is gone. So you had to find replacements there. And here's the situation, Buck. If Laurence Seymore was ruled ineligible and could not play, I think Texas would have had an open competition going into fall. Like, not just here in the spring, but like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
We would have gone into August being like, we don't know who this left guard is going to be.
You're right.
Laurence Seymour's got to come here and play well. But I think now you kind of know who your best 5 is on the offensive line.
Yeah, you're gonna find out pretty quickly when he gets here, when he does get here in the fall, that he's going to be probably ready to go. His footwork and everything else, his strength is going to be different than the other guys right now. Those other guys would still be learning that guard position. This is natural for him.
And I'd like to think, Laurence Seymore fought hard, I assume, to get this waiver approved.
Sure.
So he's not going to be messing around.
Oh, no, and Texas fought hard. They just hung in there with him.
Right, exactly.
They didn't look elsewhere. They said, listen, this is the guy we want. We're going to hang in here and find out if he's going to be eligible or not. And now he is. They got to be very excited about this.
His, 1-year rental.
Yes.
He's a guy who probably has NFL aspirations.
Sure.
Sure, he wants to be a part of
size, yeah.
He wants to be a part of a team that has a chance to compete for a national championship. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why Laurence Seymore would be interested in Texas. And I expect him. I'll be disappointed. I'll say this. I'll feel like this segment and all of our talking about him will be a huge waste of time.
If he's in a real competition,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, they might say he's in a real competition, but
you're right.
week one gets here. Texas hosting Texas State in early September. If Laurence Seymore ain't the starter at left guard, I'm going to
Yeah,
be upset.
yeah, you're gonna be upset if there's a, you know what, we'll let you know on game day because we're not quite sure who's going to be left guard. That's something you don't want to hear.
No, it's not. And Jake brings up a great point on the comments line. Maybe not the worst thing in the world that Seymore won't join until the summer. You could try to manufacture some depth
True.
at spring
Yeah,
practice.
somebody's getting plenty of playing time, plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, and that's another thing, right? I mean, obviously this helps the starting five, but it's another good offensive lineman who adds to the depth of that room.
Absolutely.
I mean, Texas didn't have 5 good O linemen last year, but now you're trying to get to. You'd love to have like 10, 11, or 12, but
Sure.
realistically, if you could just
8.
have 8, and I think Steve Sarkisian's talked about that in the past, if you could just have 8 guys that
Pretty
you,
interchangeable.
yeah, and if someone goes down, it's not like, oh, the season's over, we're screwed.
Where we're going to find another player. We're going to have to dig out of a sophomore or freshman. No.
That's the dream right there.
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure Texas has 8, but I feel good about Texas at least having 5. And, you've got some guys on the bench with some starting experience
Sure.
under their belt, or guys who have been in the program for a few years who you'd like to think are developed enough to where if their name is called, they can make some things happen.
Yeah, I mean, guys develop. I mean, as the season goes on, I mean, all the practices that you have, not just the summer practices, but the game week, the game experience every week, guys are getting better all the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this is what you expect. You expect this Texas team to have depth within the program that they already have players.
Mm-hmm. And that's on Kyle Flood to coach these dudes up
Yes.
a little bit more because we thought there was going to be some depth last year. It's not like Texas recruits poorly. A lot of 4 and 5-star guys, some of them who had been here for a couple of years. It's like, all right, well, these guys are probably ready.
Yeah, and they wanted to do it through their farm system, and that's the high school. They wanted to. This is the route that they had started out to take,
Yeah.
and our coaches are good enough to coach them through. We're getting big people from anywhere, not just the state of Texas, but we're going after big kids all over the country, and I think our coaches are good enough to coach them up. Well, that didn't seem to be working the way it. But you still have guys that you recruit.
Oh, it didn't seem to be working.
Okay, it didn't work.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
It was an unmitigated disaster. And thank God, like, I don't know if Chris Del Conte and the powers that be at Texas would have allowed Steve Sarkisian and Kyle Flood to try that strategy again, anyways. But thank God they didn't try that strategy
No.
again. It was a huge miss
But
for
you still have
Texas.
players that strategy you hope to be
Of course.
okay in their second or third year.
Yeah, high school recruiting is still the lifeblood of this
Sure.
program. I mean, obviously, we've talked a lot about the running backs and Cam Coleman and Rasheem Biles. You need transfers too. Of course, you've got to go through the portal to fill some holes and add some talent when you can find it. But a lot of the guys who are expected to be elite players on this team
Right.
are guys that you signed out of high school.
For sure.
So that stuff still matters. So yeah, of course, don't give up on the high school recruiting and development. But yeah, when you're losing 4 starters on the O-line like Texas did after 2024,
And you can go get them.
and you're Texas, yeah, you've got money and the ability to go get really good dudes.
Right.
Go get them. And this year, Texas brought in 4, now it's official, 4 offensive linemen from the portal. Look, they wanted some guys that they couldn't get. So they were maybe trying harder than what they actually ended up with. But
You're right.
4 is a nice add, and you get 2 really good starting caliber players with Laurence Seymore now at left guard, and then Melvin Ciani from Wake Forest coming in at right tackle.
Yeah. So what they thought was, you know, not so much of in the plans. It got to be a part of the plan, and now they've done well with it.
Yeah.
The 2 that they got, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. And now you look at this.
You liked to have had more, but you didn't get more. But you got the ones that you really wanted to
I'd
get.
like to have 30,
Yeah, I like to have them all.
That'd be nice.
But as you said, it's still the lifeblood of what you do is your recruiting of high school in the state. So you can't give up on that.
Here's a really good statistic for the Texas offensive line. The projected starting 5, Trevor Gooseby, Laurence Seymore, Connor Robertson, Brandon Baker, Melvin Ciani from left to right. They've got more than 5,800 combined collegiate snaps under their belt. They say a team will go as far as their offensive line takes them. With this much experience in the room, Texas looks like it now has a unit that can take them pretty far.
Yeah, and then like you said, they've got players that are getting snaps right now, practice snaps that have been in games too.
Mm-hmm.
If something were to happen to somebody to get an ankle rolled or something like that, you shouldn't be missing when a guy goes down. BK, when you start into this football season, it shouldn't be, oh hell, now we've got a problem. No, it should be, we got a backup ready to go. And they've gotten some experience and had some experience, and plus they're behind really good players.
You're saying practice matters.
It does matter.
Developing guys matters.
Yes, development on the offense and defensive line matters.
Yeah, and Jaden Chapman was getting a lot of the first team reps at
That's
left
right.
guard last week. You've got Dylan Sikorsky, who started 6 games at Oregon State last season. You've got the Coleman brothers. You've got Jonte Newman coming in from Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got some bodies. The 3 freshmen that you signed in this class of 2026. There are dudes waiting in the wings, but like we said earlier, I mean, it's nice to not have to rely on them. Like Texas got to a point, Connor Stroh ended up winning the job at left guard out of camp, but he was so bad that Texas had to turn to a true freshman in Nick Brooks, who was recruited and signed as a
Yeah,
tackle.
yeah, and he wasn't ready for that.
He clearly wasn't ready. He was playing out of position. He's playing in the SEC. Like it's an impossible situation. And Nick Brooks transferred. He's at Alabama now, so clearly other elite programs thought there's still something there. But at Texas, because the Longhorns just totally ignored the offensive line last
They put
offseason,
young guys in some bad positions.
yeah, they put young guys in some bad positions, and things did not work out well at all. So this is, again, great news. I love the portal class that Texas put together. This was kind of the finishing touch, the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, whatever you want to call it. And
Now
yeah,
just stay healthy right on through the spring and let's go to get ready to the fall.
we'll survive spring break
Yes.
first.
Oh, that's right. They're still gone.
They're still gone.
It's just Thursday.
It's just Thursday. Oh, yeah, they're hanging out. They're at the beach. They're drinking some Altstadt.
There they are.
They're
Big
having some
guys
great
are.
time right here.
That's what you do, big guys. Just lay on your towel, belly up.
Someone's going to bring you the drinks. You don't
Yeah,
even get up to get the drinks.
not those guys.
Okay.
They just lay back, cooler right beside them.
I like that. I like that. So, what's your overall confidence level now in this Texas offensive line?
I think the run game is going to be outstanding, which is really going to help the quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
And the receivers, they'll play enough catchy catch during the course of the spring to really get to know Arch Manning. So I just it's a depth thing, like you said. It's to me, it's about the depth on both lines of scrimmages. They just how the next guy plays because there's going to be a next guy. There always is.
Right.
You know how that works out. There's always a next guy, BK. So the next guy is the one that I worry about. I very seldom worry about the starters. I always worry about it's the next guy up because that next guy comes pretty quick when you're playing in the SEC.
Yeah. And one of those next guys, like Andre Kojo, I'm excited to see what he's about. Because
We kept looking for him last year, didn't we?
well, he tore his ACL in fall camp. So after that, we didn't. But he was competing with Brandon Baker to be the right tackle. And Sark told us this. I don't know if Sark was lying and just trying to do some damage control because of
Mhm.
how much of a disaster the O line was last year, but I'll take him at his word. He said that, like, Andre Kojo might have been their starting right tackle last year if he didn't get hurt. And if that happened, they could have shifted Brandon Baker inside to play
Sure.
guard. Obviously, Baker's going to play guard this year. But he's like, well, that could have maybe helped our whole offensive line if Kojo just stayed healthy. So they clearly felt good enough about him to give him an opportunity to compete for a starting job on this offensive line. Now, if you're a Texas fan, you cannot assume
No.
that someone coming off a torn ACL is going to be as good as they were before.
No.
CJ Baxter, Derek Williams Jr., who hopefully Derek Williams can be good this year. But so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know Andre Kojo is going to be a difference maker, but that's a guy that this staff is high on. Few years in the program now. He probably is your first guy off the bench if something were to happen. Knock on wood. I'm hoping he can finally live up to some of the billing
Yeah,
that's out there.
and he's been in the program. He's been around the program, so he understands what they expect from his coaches too, and they know what they expect from him. If his knee's not ready, they'll know that. But if his knee is ready and he's moving like they expected him to be moving, BK, that'll be great too.
Yeah, and
As you said, that he'll be the next guy up.
going back to your point about the run game, I mean, I'm feeling really good about the
I
Texas
do
run
too.
game now. Like it can't be worse than what it was last year. Hopefully, we're waiting another 80 years before we see a run game as bad as we just saw. But now, again, I mean, a lot of the running game struggles last year were because of the big boys up front. Now you've got a much improved offensive line. Obviously, the guys toting the rock are a heck of a lot better too.
With those guys, the guys who are toting the rock, you don't need a great offensive line, but you just have to have a consistent group that's not letting guys go free.
It should be one of the best running games in the SEC.
I think so.
I want to say country. Maybe that's a little too optimistic considering what we just saw, but it should be one of the most effective run games in the SEC. Like, there aren't any excuses for that not to be good.
No, and if you're still searching who's the third down running back, you got two of those two guys that are there right now. Don't worry about the size of them. They both can. They run hard enough to get you first downs. They run hard enough at the goal line. They understand. I mean, they're veteran players, so they know what it takes.
You're not worried at all about
No,
those two dudes being under 200 pounds?
uh-uh. Not with the velocity they run with and their body lean. They're good,
Okay.
and especially Smothers. I like him. He runs big.
Yeah, I still wonder about Derek Cooper if he's going to get the opportunity to carve out that role as the goal line / short yardage back for this team, considering he is the biggest running back on
Yeah,
this
but he
team.
is a freshman.
He is a freshman.
Yeah, these guys, these are veteran players that understand, probably goal line situation now. And I mean, but as you said, Cooper's a guy who, if, he's going to be here about the same time, the amount of time they've been here.
Yeah,
You know,
they all got here at the same
you're
time
right.
in
So
January.
you're right. So he'll know about this offense. He'll understand it. But I like to have those. I like to have those veteran guys that have that velocity run.
Mm.
They can get skinny in a hurry. At the line of scrimmage.
Well, you didn't go and pay for those dudes for them to sit on the
No,
bench.
I did not.
You did?
No,
You're saying you paid for it?
I was saying I would not. I would. If I
Oh,
were coaching, I'd say no. These guys are here for a reason.
so that's breaking news. You footed the 7-figure paycheck to get those two running backs to town?
That's what they're making, huh?
I don't know exactly what they're making, but I would
Yeah,
think it's right around there, if
yeah.
not.
I think I can count on them to get a 3rd and 1. 4th and 1, 4th and a half.
Couldn't count on that last year.
No,
Those short yardage situations
no.
weren't
That's because the
pretty.
offensive line got knocked. There weren't even stalemates.
No. No, this offensive line, I mean, this overall roster, there is so much talent on it. And again, especially on offense, and you obviously needed a good offensive line to allow that talent to really shine this
Sure.
year. So I think Laurence Seymore was kind of the missing piece to make sure that that offensive line was good enough. But, I mean, Arch Manning, I think, could be a preseason All-American.
Hell, the more I hear about this Bishop kid, boy, I can't wait to see him get on the field.
The true
Now, let's
freshman.
let him play.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a shot to be wide receiver 4. I mean, I don't think he can surpass Emmett Mosley the fifth, but like, could he take some of Emmett Mosley's snaps out of the slot this year? With the rave reviews we've gotten from him so far,
Because this guy is dynamic with the ball in his hands. He's going to take a lot of snaps from a lot of people.
it might be. He's as good as advertised. Now it's 1 week and the pads have not come on yet, so maybe we are. What do you say, licking your chickens?
Nah, don't be licking your chickens. We'll see what he's like after spring break too. Where has he been?
Well, the guy's like 160 pounds. How much can he put on in 1 week? That's probably like me. I mean, I could eat a bunch for my entire life and not put on weight. That might be Jermaine
No,
Bishop
that
Jr.
guy sounds like he's got that quick twitch. That
He
that
does.
that won't go away in a week.
He does. Yeah. I mean, you're bringing up freshmen. I'm thinking of like the Cam Coleman's. He could be a preseason All-American. Ryan Wingo, second team All-SEC. He could be preseason All-Conference going into this year. Trevor Gooseby could be preseason All-American. Melvin Ciani could be preseason All-Conference.
One of those running backs is going to be that anyway.
The running backs could be there too. I mean, I guess I'm trying to say there aren't really any excuses for this Texas offense outside of the I word, but like that, you have everything in place to be a 40-point per game unit this
For
year.
sure.
And to be, I mean, you were 29th in scoring offense. Anything outside of the top 15 is going to feel like a letdown. And I feel like I'm being nice only saying 15.
Right.
I get it. You're playing Ohio State. You're playing a 9-game SEC schedule. So that's why I'm willing to go to 15
And that's why
instead of 10 or 5.
that's why winning that game is so important. Because that's a game, BK, that it's not going to be a defensive battle. That's going to be a game with scores, and you're going to have to keep up with them score-wise.
Well, it wasn't last year. It was 14-7.
I think this will be one where you better put some points on the board.
Okay. Now the first two, I shouldn't say the first two, but the last 2 meetings, maybe the first 2 of this recent trilogy of Texas Ohio State, have been defensive games.
Mm-hmm.
The playoff game was 21-14, and then you had the strip sack fumble ridiculousness.
Yeah, they come in with a Heisman candidate quarterback and a Heisman candidate wide receiver,
Yeah.
or 2, because there'll be another wide receiver. There always is there.
Right. I think both of these teams have elite defenses, though. So I don't know if it's going to be easy to put up points in this game, but you want to be confident that your offense can do that.
I'd like
And
to put up 30.
we were kind of confident that Texas could do that in Columbus, but
Yes.
clearly that confidence was a little too over the top, a little too premature, unwarranted, whatever you want to say. But yeah, it's look, I like that game is in week 2 instead of week 1,
I do too.
but also you are so much more experienced on your offense. Even though it's a lot of guys who are new to Texas, you are so much more experienced overall across the board in terms of collegiate snaps played and just collegiate production to where it should not be an excuse.
No, there won't be any excuses at all.
All right, we'll take your thoughts. The Dakota text line 512-222-9328. We'll get back into some Texas Longhorn basketball conversation, previewing the game against BYU, more Texas football as well. But before we go anywhere else, Buck, how about another round of sponsor shout-outs?
So our friends, of course, our good friend Matt King, who's getting ready to go on the journey of his life, a 2,000-mile journey from Mexico to Canada with one mission: raise $1 million and give it directly to communities who need it the most. And he's gonna meet face to face with a bunch of folks along the route from Mexico all the way to Canada. It is therideproject.com, and Matt King is, like we said, going to give away $1 million. He's gonna he's going to give $1 million away, BK. He's not there. There'll be places that will collect $1 million and say they're going to give it to charity or communities. He's giving it all away. There's nothing that he's keeping. He's not holding back anything. So help this guy out as much as you can by going to therideproject.com and donating what you can to get Matt going. And he's giving not only cash himself, but he's giving his time, his spirit, the effort that he's going to give, and a 2,000-mile trek on a bicycle. 2,000 miles going to the airport these days would be tough enough. But to get on a bike and go that far, it's going to be amazing. That's amazing feat by Matt.
Dude, he's biking 2,000 miles to go to the airport?
I said I said going on a flight, getting, traveling around the country for 2,000 miles is enough. But can you imagine having your rear end on the seat of a bicycle for 2,000 miles
No,
from Mexico to Canada? How about from North Austin to South Austin?
no. I'm going to get hit by a car if I'm doing that. I don't trust these drivers out here.
Love Matt. That is a great job.
Yeah.
Powered by Gobundance. That is awesome.
TheRideProject.com. If you want to support, you can follow Matt on social media as well to follow along his journey. Also, some love to AV Consultations. Brought them up earlier. Hey, you're running out of time. Brackets close at 11:15 Central Time this morning. Join our Bucky and BK's big, beautiful bracket bonanza, baby.
There you go.
Contest.
Lots of bees in there.
Winner's going to get a 55-inch 4K Samsung TV from our guy Tom McKay and his great team at AV Consultations. Free to enter. Find the links on our social media accounts. We've had a couple of folks asking this morning how to join. Just search my name on Twitter, and you'll be able to find a link right there. I reposted it, I think, last night or this morning. It should be one of the most recent tweets that's up there. But join, sign up, and also shout out to AV Consultations. Look, if you don't win that TV, you should still call them to upgrade your home TV setup. They can give you the man cave or the woman cave that you've always wanted. They can give you the big screen TV like the Buck has. They can give you a home theater room. They can give you a patio TV setup. Whatever you are thinking, plus surround sound speakers, whole home lighting, surveillance systems, golf simulators, anything to elevate your home to a whole nother level. avconsultations.com or call them 512-255-8678. Went to the Texas Stars game with Tom McKay and his lovely wife last night.
Awesome.
Nice win for the Stars over Chicago.
I think I'm going to be able to sit in that, watch on my big 85-incher to watch the Bolero Open, I think is this weekend.
There's basketball on.
Yeah, well, I'm going to watch some golf too. I'm not going to miss. I've missed out on golf. Remember my channel, my Fubo or whatever it is.
Right.
Not carrying that. It's time for CBS to start. Well, CBS will be taking over the Masters anyway.
It's time for you to figure out how to watch some channels
I'm so
outside of Fubo.
Yeah,
You're doing this to yourself now.
I'm crushing myself. I mean, you have to get them all. It's like you got to buy them all. You got to buy Hulu, Peacock, the whole works. If you want everything, you have to buy everything, BK.
You don't have to buy everything. You just have to know how to rig some stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to know how to rig it up.
Mm-hmm. Think I pay for every streaming service out there? Not a chance. I think I had everything.
You got 4 TVs too.
Of course, you got 4 TVs, so I'm watching everything all the time. That's how it works.
So you're possibly illegal? Is that what we're saying?
I can prove my citizenship if that's what you're asking. I do have a driver's license, a passport.
There you go.
and a a credit
Yeah.
card. We're good.
Credit card is green, is it?
Yeah, I'm legal. I wouldn't say I do everything
All right.
legally. We all break the law from time to time. That's how it goes. I think using friends' streaming accounts is far from a big crime these days,
Okay, there, OJ.
and no one's okay. Let
Wow.
me put this glove back in my pocket here so no one sees that. Oh man, avconsultations.com. Some serious love to them. Once again, we are broadcasting live at St. Patrick, 5222
Folks are
Burnett
coming
Road.
in. It's open.
It's open. Store is open. Get your Longhorn gear. Get your jelly cats. Get your trinkets. I love their candle selection here too. I am a candle guy. I get some grief for it, but I love good smells.
Oh, yeah, man.
I own a bunch of cologne. I own a bunch of candles. Their candle selection, the Tyler Campbell, as we call it,
Oh, yeah.
candle selection, it is second to none. So get you some gear. Of course, the Texas women's basketball run starts tomorrow. The NCAA women's tournament starts tomorrow. We now know who the Texas women are going to play. They will take on Missouri State tomorrow afternoon at Moody Center. Missouri State beat Stephen F. Austin in the first four of the women's tourney last night. So if you're going to be at the game, come by St. Patrick, get your fresh Texas gear.
Lots of gear here.
Lots of gear. They got the on-field baseball caps as well. They've got polos. They've got accessories. They've got the Guayavera shirts. Apparently, they got the bowling shirt right behind us. There's a great selection. We'll talk about all of it with
Yeah, they've got the
Jay
baseball. They got the baseball gear for kids too.
Yep.
The jerseys.
Youth gear as well.
Youth gear. I got some youth gear. Picking it up for my grandson.
All sizes. There you go. And picking it up for you because you and your grandson wear the same size clothes. Do I have that right?
Probably.
Oh man. So, all right, back into let's just get into some NCAA tournament conversation here and talk about March Madness, some of the games we have going on today. You printed out a bracket,
which has all kinds of stuff. It's very confusing.
Your handwriting is very difficult.
I am a
read.
doctor, yes.
You do not know how to fill out a bracket online, so you have entrusted me to do this, which is bold because I could just put a bunch of random games here to have you finishing last place.
I will not finish last place. Everybody knows the trust in the buck. Do not fade the buck when it comes to this time of the year. When it's time to really make you some money, that's when people count on me.
I think 2 years ago you finished second in our bracket challenge, and there were over 300 people who entered, so it was a very impressive showing. Whatever the year that the 11 seed NC State made the Final Four, you had them in the Final Four. That was an unbelievably impressive pick by you. Looking at your bracket now, I do have a question about handwriting in a moment, but you have St. John's, the 5 seed.
The Johnnies.
Making it to the Final Four this year. Rick Pitino, why are you so confident in the Johnnies this year?
All around team, BK, with big men, big guards, and defense from the Big East. The Big East, baby.
The Big East,
How about that?
baby. Okay, they've won 2 of the last 3 national titles.
And they take care of UConn, too. They'll take care of UConn. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we could get another St. John's UConn matchup, which would be part 4 for those two teams. St. John's did win the Big East regular season title. They also crushed UConn in the Big East tournament championship the other week. Rick Pitino, a Hall of Fame coach. I think St. John's a little bit underseeded as a 5. That's a pretty trendy pick right there. A lot of people picking St. John's to make a run here in this dance.
Yeah, I mean, I like St. John's. I tell you the team that I really wanted to go far, but I don't think they're going very far is Michigan State. And I do like Michigan. I'm taking Michigan to win the national championship.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a guy behind us who was doing some shopping. I look like he wanted to be a part of the show. Maybe we should have given him a headset.
No kidding.
And see what his Final Four is here. Yeah, Michigan. I don't know what to make of Michigan State. Every time I've watched them play this year, they've lost. And I will be watching them in the tournament because it's the tournament. So maybe they'll lose today.
Don't they have that guard that keeps hitting people in the nuts?
Yeah, so what? What's it to you?
That's not right.
I feel like you'd be a huge fan of that.
No, why is that guy going low blow on people? I mean, really.
Well, sometimes you got to establish dominance.
This isn't the playground. These things on the playground, that starts fights right there, the things that guy's doing.
You say you're not super high on Michigan State, but you have them going all the way to the Elite Eight, losing to St. John's.
Yeah, that is going to be a battle. That'll be a battle of roughnecks right there.
So looking at your Final Four, I think I'm reading this right. You've got 3 number 1 seeds in St. John's.
Yes.
So you have Florida coming out of the South, you've got Arizona coming out of the West, and you have Michigan coming out of the Midwest.
Correct. Florida has been kind of up and down at the latter part of the season. Their guard play has been just okay, but I mean, they've been, and plus they have had big guys that are banged up. I think they'll be okay. I wanted to get Houston in there.
Yeah, that could be a great Elite Eight game.
Yes,
Florida and Houston. They, of course, played for the national title last year. Florida won. This time
I
around,
got Houston, don't I? Did I move Houston into?
see, why didn't you correct me when I said this
Yeah,
is where I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
read you? You have
Okay, yeah,
Houston winning this
yeah,
time?
Houston beating Florida.
Okay.
Is that right? That's good.
All right. So you have Houston making it to the Final Four.
Yes,
That game will be in Houston, by the
yes,
way. So, all right. So Houston and St. John's on the left side,
yes.
Arizona and Michigan on the right side. Do I
Correct.
have that right? Okay.
You're absolutely right.
Who are you picking? I don't see a winner between St. John's and Houston in that semifinal.
Okay, let's go Houston. Where do I put that? Up here?
Yeah, you can just tell me.
Let's go Houston.
So you have Houston and Michigan in the title game,
Correct.
and Michigan cutting down the nets in Indy.
Yes, with a total of 135.
135.
Yeah.
That's not a 5. That's not a 155.
No, it's 135. Come on. It's that Catholic hands. I mean, that's
I'm
what
Jewish.
Catholic
How am I
school.
supposed to read Catholic stuff? I can't read
It's a
Christian.
Catholic school.
I read from
Oh,
right.
my.
I read from right to left. I
This
don't
is
do this
left
left
to
to
right there.
right stuff. This
Yeah.
is new to me here.
135 is good.
So okay, you're going with Michigan winning it all.
Yes.
Why do you like Michigan so
I like
much?
the big man play in Michigan.
Yeah.
Two big men. Plus, those guys can pass. They're not just scorers, rebounders. They can pass too. They're assist guys. I like the Michigan big man.
They do have the Big Ten Player of the Year with the Axel Landeborg, who could be a first-team All-American when this year is all said and done. Yeah, Andy Mara, the big guy you're talking about,
Yep.
7'3", big white guy who is not easy to stop at all. They also have a guy off the bench. He's only 6'8", only. Will Cheddar is his name. It's one of my favorite names in this
Yeah, their
tournament
big men are
this year.
good. I like them.
Okay, so I am submitting your bracket officially. Trying to find some big upsets here. You win a lot of chalk this year, man.
Well, you know me. I'm the chalky guy.
You
Don't mess around.
had an 11 seed in the Final Four 2 years ago. I guess St. John's making it is.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm not going chancy.
Okay. Your biggest first round upset is you've got Troy,
Troy.
over Nebraska in a 13-4.
And I think I have Troy beating Vandy too.
That doesn't look like you do.
Or I don't.
That does look like a Vandy, not a Troy. Do I have that correct?
I have Vandy. Yeah, continue. You're right.
Okay. Well, you have look like you picked both teams to win.
Well,
You've got Troy.
I got Vandy.
We got we'll post. Here, let me see if I can hold this up to the camera
There
just
you
to give
go.
you all a little. It's not going to be
It's
clear.
not that hard, folks. Look at that.
I mean, look at all these crosses out here. I mean, he's got two teams moving on in some games.
That's supposed to be Vandy.
He's got neither team moving on in some games. All right, we are officially submitting your
And
bracket.
why am I having Vandy?
Well, they're pretty good. I mean, they beat Florida in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, they're not going to get that's not going to get done anymore. And Carolina's freshman still not? Is freshman still
He's
out?
Yeah, Caleb Wilson is out right
He's
there.
done.
Yeah, and you've got Carolina going to the Sweet 16. A lot of people think they're going to lose to VCU in round 1 and then 11-6 upset.
Don't do that to yourself, folks.
Oh,
Go
you're
chalk
saying,
early.
You're saying take UNC?
Yeah, go chalk.
All right. You don't have any 12-5s this year?
No, none of that.
There's always 12-5s. You don't have a single one?
Folks, do as I tell you to do.
Do as I say and as I do.
Yes, please.
Okay, I like that right there. Yeah, people are asking if you're a doctor. Yeah, Dr. William Cannon. You've
That's
been
it.
calling yourself that for a long
I
time.
am a doctor.
So it makes sense right there. I still need to fill out my bracket, by the way. I think I'm with you on Michigan winning it all. This is the least amount of research I've ever done on a March Madness. I've been very
Usually you do
busy.
days and days of this stuff.
Very busy this week. Like I normally know who my winner's going to be. I normally have
Right.
my bracket filled out by now, but it takes me like hours to get there. I haven't even started yet. Maybe this will be the best year I ever have. I just do zero research.
Just go and put them down.
Go on a whim. Just go on the gut.
Absolutely.
And hope that gets it done. I think all of these teams have flaws. Look, if Duke was fully healthy, I'd be picking Duke to win it all, but I'm worried about the Caleb Foster injury. Long-time listener in the building. What's your name, ma'am? Shelby.
Hi, Shelby. How are you?
Shout out to you, Shelby. Great to see you. There we go.
There it is.
Shout out to Shelby. Stopping by Sue Patrick. Thanks so much for saying hi. The store's open. Come
It is
see us.
open, yes.
Now you can't see Shelby anymore, though. She just left.
Yeah.
There is another Shelby who works
That's
here,
true.
so I guess you can't see a Shelby, but it's not the Shelby we were just talking to.
No, it
right
is
there.
not.
No, it is not. So Yeah, I don't know. Maybe off the cuff, this is the year that I make things happen. I usually drive myself insane doing all this bracket research, and I've had some very successful years, but the last couple of years I have not been very good. So maybe I just need a little change of pace. Talking about some of these games, the first game, I hate that they do this. It's so smart that they do this, but I hate that they are starting the actual tournament with an 8-9 game. It's Ohio State TCU.
Oh,
You've got the Buckeyes moving on in
yes.
that one. It's just mean. Like, can we get a 116 so I can start
What
with
time
a
is that
win?
11? Is that
11-15 or whatever.
11:15?
Can we just start with a 1 versus 16 matchup so I know I can get a game right?
So you can get started in the right way.
It sets the tone. Whatever your first game
You got to have
is.
a nail biter at 11 a.m.
Oh, of course. And it's an 8-9. So like 50-50, right? Half the people are going to have an imperfect bracket after one game
No
this year.
doubt.
And that's why they do it, I think, but it's very frustrating. I want to set a positive tone here, and I'm not going to be allowed to do it. Best games on day one. Look, I think Texas BYU is up there. I really do. It's one of the closest lines today. Again, BYU only a 2.5-point favorite. A lot of people riding Texas. I don't know if you and I have talked about this. I know I brought it up with Mark Henry the other day. Jay Billis, the Billustrator, has Texas. He had him beating NC State. He was right. He has Texas beating BYU. He also has Texas beating Gonzaga and making it to the Sweet 16,
Well, I mean, that's about the time the Zags start to lose anyway.
the second round.
Yeah, that second round is when they just disappear anyhow.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, if Texas can make it that far. He really likes Swain.
Jay Billis, sing
Jay
what you
Billis
will.
likes him a lot.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. And I'm not the biggest Jay Billis fan in the world, but look, the guy watches more college basketball than just about anybody in America.
So he's one of your 7 or 8 guys that are on board with you.
Oh, 7,000, 8,000. We got thousands of folks dialed in
Dude,
today.
let me help you. That thing will all end. You guys will have to gather yourselves and get ready for recruiting here shortly.
Oh yeah, no. If it ends tonight, we'll go from 7 or 8,000 to 7 or 8.
No. Year number 2 is going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm saying between like now and the start of year 2. I'm with you. I think the general consensus is people are supporting Sean Miller. Now, once Texas stumbled down the stretch, we did have some folks text and comment saying he's the worst hire CDC has ever made.
I don't think so. I think he's a good, solid hire. I think he's very honest. I think once the NIL money and the right kind of players that he's looking for defensively get in here, it's going to be just fine.
I'm with you on that, and I hope.
And I'm talking about this because it's not a basketball school.
There are only 10 teams in the country that have made the tournament 6 years in a row.
Here comes stat guy.
Come on.
He's got some stats, folks.
North Carolina hasn't made the tournament 6 years in a row. People are calling them a basketball school. You got to make the tourney every year like us.
Don't you have to win a national championship at least?
We've done it with 4 different coaches, sir. That's basketball. That's royalty right there. Call us a blue blood.
Have one in NIT. You have one in a national invitational.
2 of
those.
Yeah, don't sleep on those right there.
They're being played right now.
They're being played right now.
Oh.
So is whatever Oklahoma. Oklahoma turned down the NIT, and it's like, oh, their season's done. And now they're playing in some crown tournament in Vegas. You see this thing?
Just giving their kids a trip to Vegas.
I guess that's what it is.
There you go.
Right there. So
I want you to use up some of that NIL money.
Yeah, the NIT's going on. Auburn won their first game. Congrats to them. So funny. I don't follow any Auburn accounts, but maybe I was just making fun of them so much that like the algorithm thinks I need Auburn content in my life.
Got that?
And they're doing all this bragging about these NIT wins that they have, and I'm like, oh, this is glorious right here. This is glorious. Congrats to the Nepo baby, Stephen Pearl on
semi-Aggie, are they?
In the NIT. Yeah, I think they are. So Texas BYU, that's a great game tonight. The St. Mary's A&M game.
Yes.
You went with St. Mary's in that one, Buck.
I did.
I typically fade St. Mary's in the NCAA tournament because I feel like they overpromise, underdeliver just about every year. But I ain't picking the Aggies.
I know you won't, so.
I can tell you that.
Well, I wouldn't pick them either. I know nothing about St. Mary's. Let me just say this. Nothing. Zero.
I think you got a bunch of white dudes, as they usually do. They're very fundamentally sound. They shoot free throws well.
Absolutely. And three-pointers.
They're guys that you would like to date your daughter.
We have, by the way, we have that in number 5 on this team. Can he shoot 3 points well?
Who?
Heidi, does he shoot any 3-point? I mean.
Oh, the hidden one.
The hidden one, yes.
The way.
You only know them by their nicknames now.
Yeah.
If you say their names, you have no clue.
You better, like this whole off season, because this year, it happened over the course of the season where you came
Yes.
up with all these great nicknames for the Longhorn men's basketball team. I'm hoping you go into next year with some nicknames because there's going to be a lot of new faces.
True.
So you've got to do some homework and study up a little bit to make sure that you've got
You
these.
hope the garbage man is a part of what's going on
Garbage Man should be back.
because he's going to be in there
Nick
tonight.
Nick Cody.
Nick Cody may have a ball hit off his shoulder and go in for 2 points.
Let me say this, going back to the hidden one, as you say. BYU's not a great defensive team. They're better than NC State on defense, but they're still in the 50s in terms of defensive efficiency, according to Ken Palm.
He won't take the shot.
The biggest weakness of BYU's defense is their perimeter defending. They do not defend the three-point line very well. That is where they are vulnerable. So I think Texas could get some open looks from beyond the arc today. Can Cam Heide,
Will he take a shot?
will he take shots and will he make shot?
Forget taking it. Will he get rid of the ball as quick as possible?
I say, can he take shots? Something. Can he take shots? Will he take shots? One of them.
We need him to make 3 3-pointers tonight.
Him and Jordan Pope. I think those guys are going to get.
Jordan Pope is going to take shots.
Well, he didn't take a ton of them the other day, but you're right. Can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I keep messing up my own headphones. I can't even hear myself, but that's okay. I don't need to hear myself. You know who we do need to hear right now?
Yes, indeed.
Is the great Jay Willems of Sue Patrick. What's going on, Jay?
So great show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Really great show. So I've been telling you this the whole entire time I've known you two, like I don't know how many years it's been now, about the number of women that are listening to you.
And they're coming into the store now.
They shop here, they listen to you, and they come in the store. So when you talk about Lady Longhorns having to bake cakes at halftime,
Oh,
Bucky,
What?
you're offending half your audience now.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
My daughter went to school there. Title IX. She's on the soccer team. Are you kidding me?
you were trying to name a potential WNBA team in town, the Austin Aprons. I don't know if you can defend yourself all that much.
So we need to be nice to the ladies because they're listening, Bucky.
Well, I am glad they do.
And
And
then
then you have all the wonderful candles and everything that
Diva Wash.
Hey.
Diva Wash.
Jess and Jane outfits.
Yes.
Yes, I love the patterns and the Jess and Jane. I don't know if those patterns are going to well, they can fit me, maybe the clothing, but
Yeah.
the patterns are my pattern.
Since you're a small
Yes.
male, a small men's size, all you need in ladies is medium.
Or regular.
Right. Size 8, you're probably a size 8 lady. Right. Absolutely.
Talking about youth medium, right, Jay?
Me,
Yeah, you guys have a great selection of Bucky clothes over there in the
We-
toddler
we
section.
do. So I got you an early birthday present, Bucky. But I am afraid that I have erred on your present after you told me this morning that you're not allowed to cook in your oven.
Oh no.
I know. I feel bad.
An easy bake or
But
something.
since I already spent $3 on it, right?
$30.
Oh, look.
Look how great it is.
What is that?
Yes.
You know what's wonderful?
Just the way that looks in
Yum.
the dessert. My wife frowns upon that. But these, she makes cupcakes for me. So she's gonna like this, Jay. She does cupcakes. I mean,
It's the perfect thing to make a little cake and then fill the middle.
I've never seen one of these.
that's awesome.
So for those who are tuned in on the app, it's
Been getting birthday presents for a
It's
year now, getting them
as-
for another year.
As seen on TV.
the Better Baker Gourmet Bowl.
That's
cake.
gonna make it. That's gonna make it at the house.
Really?
Yes, this will make it. My
And-
wife is doing
and-
cupcakes. I get a little
and think
banana.
about this, Bucky. That was someone's wedding present. I promise. And they bought it. The person bought their wedding present.
How about that?
I love it.
A great place to get a wedding gift.
Look at the.
You know, buy somebody some fruit gushers next time
Yeah.
I'm there. That'll be the.
It's a great present. And what's really great is, Bucky, really the greatest part of this present for you, it made it to 75% off.
Nice.
Yes. Regularly $12 on sale for $3.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
This is great. You can make edibles, it says. Edible bowls. Sorry,
Yeah.
edible 3
I hope
edible
everything
bowls.
is edible.
Okay.
Absolutely. So
It's fabulous.
So,
Thank you, Jay.
so guys, the absolute, hands down #1 Longhorn thing that I'm currently selling, and it even beats out fitted baseball caps and jerseys, is this Guayavera. Yes.
We were talking before the show about how
Oh,
much
yeah,
these
that,
things are
yes.
selling.
Yes, they're crazy.
This is awesome.
Crazy great. It's $88,
All
fully
embroidered.
embroidered. It
Yes.
truly is a Mexican wedding shirt, embroidered left chest patch pocket. It's It's really
These
fabulous.
are the ones I say I go out to dinner with. When I wear
You
that to
could go
dinner,
out to dinner with that.
yeah, people will stop you and
Do
say,
you
"Where'd you
wear
get that?"
that other shirt?
I did.
Bucky?
Yes, I do.
And
I
you
wear
wear the
that.
little hat with it?
No, I did not do the hat.
Okay.
This thing is awesome.
I just
It
love
feels perfect for summer too, right? Like light
It's-
material,
Oh,
yeah.
super breathable.
it's perfect for next
You're-
football season.
You're going to get stopped
course,
when
I'm
you go.
gonna-
You go to dinner any place you go, right there.
I'm going to run out before football season, guys.
Yeah,
Come get them now.
my little nephew,
Try,
Aggie friend of yours would wear that even.
Your son, you mean?
you
No,
know,
don't quit calling him my. He's not my son.
you know your ATM son. You know what he told me last time I saw him when I
Was he
when-
disappointed I said something about the Aggies? Didn't
He was disappointed that you said you don't want the Aggies to go undefeated before they come see us. And you know what else he said that really hurt? It hurt me, and I'm not even involved.
What
I
is-
mean, it almost crushed me. He said, "You're not invited to Thanksgiving dinner."
Oh,
Yes.
own son.
Yeah.
For me,
He's such a nice guy for you to mistreat.
I
And
mean,
now-
Aggie, I don't eat sheep at Thanksgiving.
And Bucky, he watches your show now. He watches your show, and all you do
Mm.
is
Say bad things about the
say
Aggies.
bad things about your son.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Now this is truly like similar to the shirt you got with the script Texas on the front
Wow.
with a patch pocket.
Yes.
Truly a bowling shirt.
It's awesome.
And what's super great, show him the back, Bucky. What's
This
super great about it
Yeah.
is it says Austin, Texas on it, established 1883.
Year I was born.
Well, actually, Austin was established.
Honestly, the year Ed was born.
1845. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that the lady that commented on our Wire Vera post on Facebook that's gotten 65,000 views
Mhm.
called me fat and Ed fat.
She actually said that?
Fat.
Wow.
She says you're two old fat men, right? You know, you just insinuate that I'm fat, telling everybody, and they've got lots of 3Xs, right?
Ah,
It's in 3X.
I do have that in 3X, but to be honest with you, if you're a 3X guy, you can't wear that shirt in 3X. The 3X is really like a 2X.
mm.
Oh, so you've got to go.
So that one,
They don't have that in that size.
and it comes in small, Bucky. So small would actually really work for you.
Yeah.
Because it's very fitted.
You gotta hit Highland Lanes after this, man.
Oh, I know that's great.
This is awesome.
Yes.
Watch the Big Lebowski and hit Highland Lanes.
Great.
The shirt we have on,
Look at that.
$59. Everybody should be over here in line buying
Dude,
these.
this is 3X right here. This is a blanket for me.
Yes. So I got that for you, so you
Oh my-
can see what size I wear, Bucky.
Look at that thing.
And then in orange,
Oh.
I got your size.
Yeah, nice compliment to
Yes.
Jay
Yes.
saying it'll be a blanket on you, Buck.
Yeah.
Is this medium?
That is size small.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
It
And if
almost
that's
looks big for me.
if this is too big, Bucky, I do
You're the
have
size?
I do have it in ladies.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Y'all know this shirt by now, but all the little Longhorns,
This is awesome.
That's a great shirt.
of course,
40 acres, a beautiful brand, and
so comfortable.
we are creating a little space for inventory, and they're all half price.
You don't miss out on this
No,
opportunity, y'all.
there's several different.
We still have $59.
We are at $59.
Really?
It's 15% bamboo, and it's wicking, and it's SPF. It is a fabulous shirt for $59.
Same brand, 40
Same brand,
acres.
40 acres. All the
Okay.
40 acres is that price.
Yeah, this one's got everything. Little footballs,
That
little
was really
Longhorn
cool.
helmets, trophies, fields. Cool little shirt
It's
right
got
here.
the- Is this the number one? Is this number one selling now?
No,
Still, the other
no,
one is?
So your partner in crime, BK, did this survey. I never did ask him after I asked him one time about which icons people like. And your left chest Longhorn is number 1, and then Vintage Bevo is number 2.
The Angry Bevo.
I don't know did you ever go
The
back
Angry
and look?
Bevo?
And is number 2. Did you ever
Yeah.
go back and see how that worked out?
No, I will.
You should.
Early returns were what you're talking
Oh, it
about.
was crazy.
Yeah.
And third place was like the 3D Bevo, which we'll discuss in just a minute, from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But Vintage was really doing great, and that was really doing great. And Interlocking UT for that Tennessee stole from us.
Okay.
Right.
That one, not so popular anymore.
Interesting.
Love this.
Yes.
Little hook 'em horn hands.
Yep. This one has, the little Longhorn logos,
Yep.
but also the little hook 'em horn, almost like the
Really?
hook 'em emoji, Jay.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this brand.
At $59, it's the steal of all
Yes.
Yes,
steals.
it is.
Y'all got to
Yes.
get these.
No, it's I wear a different one every day.
Yeah.
Right?
People
and,
love
and I'm
those.
proud of you, Bucky, for wearing that today.
Yeah, I mean,
I was hoping BK was going to wear one.
I
And
wear
we
my
could
other
all
one.
three be together.
You guys were all coordinating, and then you left me out.
call Jay.
Yeah, we should have called BK.
I thought we were friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right.
Whoa, what is
Brand-
this?
Brand T-shirt. The front's pretty great with the script Texas, but show them the back, Bucky. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love
So
it.
the Yankees-
Nice.
So little vintage Angry Bevo down here with the cowboy hat
Yeah.
was number 2 in your in your poll.
This looks like my survey put on a shirt.
It does. Yes. I wonder where I got the idea.
This is-
Absolutely.
give people the close up. Look at that.
Yes. And in that T-shirt, we're taking back the T also. Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The block tee.
Yes. That Tennessee thinks is theirs
They
also.
call it the power tee.
Right.
This is sweet.
I love these.
Oh, comfort colors too. This is a comfortable shirt.
And the more you wash it, the more comfortable it gets.
Amen.
More washed and fabulous.
You might be leaving here with one of these today, Jay.
Small through 2X at $36.
Great.
And that small and that shirt's kind of small, Bucky.
Okay.
You might want to get
Kind
a
of small. I just want to get a medium.
You
huh?
might want to get a medium.
Mm.
Another beautiful one from them, and we love this with the Arch Texas over Longhorn. But what's really great about it, Bucky, is the back,
Love that.
which is it truly has Bevo on it.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
I just love that.
Another
That
great
question,
one.
does that cost a little extra to put the real Bevo on the back of that?
It does not. It's all
University's
na-
okay with that?
Now it's all high.
Oh,
It was extra.
It's all extra.
Jay did the photo shoot himself. He actually
Look at
went
that.
out to Bevo's ranch and took this picture.
Look at that.
You know, when I started with this like 35 years ago, the licensing fee was 8%, and then it was 12%, and then it was 16%. Now it's 20%.
Wow.
Mm.
Yes.
I can't imagine it stopping there.
No, it won't.
No. Golly.
Yes, absolutely. And I love this because Craig Westermeyer, the wonderful licensing director at the University of Texas, let this logo out of the vault for this year. And it's proud Chet
Oh.
with a T.
Love that.
He's new. He's new old.
New
Well,
old new, new old.
However you want to say it.
Wow.
Oh.
So he let him out with the proud shoulders. It's really great tee.
This is
Yeah. When did that first come out?
I think that's somewhere in
70s?
I think it's the 60s
Yeah,
with
60s?
Daryl Royal and Edith. You know, they did all that stuff that was like that.
so
I felt like I saw that in the 70s when I started
Yeah,
watching
well,
Texas
maybe
football.
it was an old tee somebody was
Yeah.
wearing from the 60s.
to promote this shirt a little bit, if you're looking to stand out, like you go to a Texas game, you're probably going to be wearing the same gear as somebody else. This is like you're going to stand out in this.
That is one of my favorite of those three.
This is a
That is
very
stand out.
unique logo. This is awesome.
And then
Here they come.
we've gotten some cap restock. This one's always been great.
Yes.
It's routinely the number one.
Classic.
Classic, relaxed fit, embroidered Longhorn front and center, Nike swish left, adjustable, and not only is it adjustable in the back, it comes small, medium, large, extra
So
large.
Ed can wear all. You got a size for
You
Ed.
know, Ed actually, I shouldn't say this on the radio. He actually has a really big head.
Yeah.
Right.
He, Jay didn't say like triple X to quadruple X
Yeah.
head size. So that's
Right.
what you need.
Or Ed needs a blanket for a cat. Right. Yes. But you know, Bucky, the 131 pounds and that what was his name? Coach Strong? Was it Strong? Our football coach?
Yeah, Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong that ate on your head, ate his meals on top of your head. Right. This BK has this on. I think it's his favorite hat. I see him wearing it a lot.
I love it, Jay.
Yeah,
A fitted on-field Texas baseball cap.
that's Nike.
Nike, actually what the players wear.
Every Sunday. This is
Yeah.
the
That's
Sunday
the Sunday
hat.
hat they wear.
It's
Yeah.
Dylan Volantis Day.
Yes, and this would be
And Nike's good with that.
this would be at home. Oh, they love it.
There you go.
Absolutely love it.
Look at
100%.
Oh, because they're making money off this too. So of
They
course,
are making a ton of money off
Yes.
of this hat.
burn orange.
Right. Yes.
The
That would be at
different.
home.
Texas flag on the
Texas
side.
flag.
And then we have away. And these are great. They're fitted 6 3/8 inches all the way up to 8 1/4 inches. So I don't think I have a hat big enough for Ed.
That's what I was saying. They don't have 10. Size 10.
Oh, man.
Yeah, which I love. We have been selling these like
These,
like
this one,
crazy. All of them.
Baseball and softball both off to
Yes.
great starts
Yes,
this year.
Yes, and it's so funny to me. I'm going to sell a lot of these, but I bought enough to make it to January. I will sell more in football season than baseball season.
Really?
Yeah.
get out there in the sun.
They wear them to the football games.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. That's from the game. Big giant embroidered patch front with a
Oh, that
script
one.
with a
look
script
at this.
Texas and adjustable. And I have a bunch more hats coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're looking at
I-
the hat rack right
I
now.
should have brought the embroidered hook'em sign that's front and center that was BK's favorite hat before he got this vintage hat,
Mm.
which is really great.
I still have that one.
Yes, and now
Now we're talking, it's
Uh-oh.
grilling time now.
grilling time, and look, the little handles are baseball bat.
How about that?
Whoa.
Yeah, this is really great.
Are
Little
you,
brush.
are you allowed to use this stuff, Buck?
Yeah, I am. Because I
Oh,
can
that's
not
right,
go
for the
outside.
grill.
I can go on the grill and do this.
Because your wife lets you outside. That's nice.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure she did.
Yeah, she let me.
little
She let me
fork,
go in
a
the
little
grill.
grill brush,
Nice.
that.
and all the handles are baseball bats.
This is great. And the Altstadt Texas Longhorns on them.
Yeah, that's been embossed in it.
Very nice.
A little spatula,
That's the word.
yes, and then a bottle opener.
A bottle opener even.
The whole set.
It's fabulous.
It's
You
great.
got a great griller who loves baseball. Boy, these are the best.
Father's Day is close enough, but
Close, yeah,
you
it's
know,
Always
it's
close
just-
enough to Father's
Hey,
Day.
Mother's Day too.
Mother's Day too. Back to all the ladies that love y'all.
That's right.
well, this is grilling, Buck.
But there could be
Oh.
some mamas that like to grill.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
I just he's my mentor, so I just say whatever he says. Basically,
Don't do that.
that's a bad idea for me.
Yes,
That's a
yes.
bad idea. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Now this is a little stuffed animal bevo, and feel how heavy that is. Do you know why it's heavy, Bucky?
It's got beads in it or something.
And,
Beads in it.
and you stick it in the microwave. It's called a warmie.
I got one of those. You know,
Yes.
for my wife, she does
Yes,
that.
and
She
it
puts
makes you all feel
yeah.
all good.
What is that?
It's a warmie.
I got the Snoopy.
Warm.
I got Snoopy for
Yeah, oh, Snoopy
yeah,
warmie. Yes.
at Christmas.
Oh, we were talking about this last time.
Yeah, my wife got the Snoopy.
You
She
put
had
it in the microwave for 2 hours and then
it for 2 hours.
oh,
15 seconds is good.
and then warms up.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
that's pretty cool.
it's a very comforting gift.
I like that.
Yes.
It's my new emotional support pet,
It
Jay.
is an emotional. You could take it on the airplane.
I could.
Now I'm very proud of this. An all over printed Longhorn DKR Stadium gift sack,
Nice.
and they printed the gussets too. Isn't that great?
I've never seen.
You will not find that item anywhere
I was
else.
gonna say I've never seen anything like
Yeah,
that.
this is, you know what I need? A couple of these for, Jay. I need these for the mullet open because
Sure.
I can put, you know,
They're real-
Tito, because Tito spins a lot over there
Yeah,
too. So
yes.
Tito's in the color with this.
These are really really great.
That's great.
Only problem with this, Jay, is when I give a gift in this bag, I'm gonna say,
the bag.
"Give me that bag back." Like that's not part of the gift.
You know, if you give somebody a gift in this sack, I promise you the recipient's going to keep that sack.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah, they're
Yes.
not giving that away.
That's the problem. I want that one.
Yes.
Just show the side real quick.
Yeah.
Says Longhorns there.
And see, I've been trying to be
Awesome.
logical for the people that are listening on the app.
Yes.
There you go.
You're doing a great job. You
Yeah.
got this down to a science, Jay. You're an athlete.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Yes.
We got Monopoly here.
Back again. Finally back in. Longhornopoly at $26.95, I believe.
is penalties a space?
Oh, oh,
Just curious.
oh.
It's like go to jail. You know, you gotta have
Get caught holding, you go to jail.
Right.
Let's go.
the fouling virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
Maybe the walk
How cool
across
is that?
across the street virus.
Oh, this is cool. Yeah, you got the Tower, the Union, LBJ, Library, Littlefield Fountain, all the iconic spots on
Smith
campus.
J's walk across the street. How about that?
That walk across the street.
Do not walk across the
Yes.
street.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't
That's
do
right.
that.
Don't do that.
You know, I tell some of the children here that, and then they
They
go
continue
ahead
to walk
walk
across the street. Yes, of
Yeah.
course they
Right.
do. Look at this.
Texasopoly.
Oh, nice.
We do have stuff for non Longhorn fans here, and that's really great. It's also a new edition at $24.95.
You a Monopoly guy, Jay?
You know, I used to be
Okay.
Takes
Right.
way too much time
a
now.
lot of time, and the problem with Monopoly is,
Too much inner fighting with the family.
well, no, it's
I
not
can do that easily without
I
playing
just feel
Monopoly.
like I need to have an Altstadt beer during it, and if you play that game,
Oh,
by the time you get done, you've had 12.
How's it? An entire case is done.
Right.
well, I know one thing we haven't talked about.
Girls basketball
Well,
playing tomorrow.
WNBA.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't talked about WNBA either, but that's okay.
You know, I am proud. Y'all do talk about, like when they do something great, like win the SEC
Mhm.
tournament. Y'all do
Yes.
actually talk about it.
Tomorrow's show we'll be talking about.
That's right. We got
yes,
basketball
3
tomorrow,
o'clock.
women's basketball.
Yes.
How my folks at the Jellycat headquarters been?
You know, we're a little low on Jellycat.
But you have some
I
available.
do have some Jellycat, including giant, huge Bartholomew Bear.
He's back again.
He's back
Oh,
again.
I see him.
Yeah.
He's staring you down, Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For,
I'll have to, when I'm done here in a second, I'll go over and get him, and he can finish
Right
out
there.
the show
Oh.
with y'all.
Wow.
boy, is that dude big?
It's great.
Like he wants to take this outside, take it to the parking lot. He's giving you a look, Buck.
What's the one beside him? Is that a squid?
No, that is an octopi.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Now that's an emotional support pet.
Yes.
Devin,
Check him on the
I think of it. I can't afford that one.
Great show. Great
Thank
show.
you. It's always good to be here.
And,
Thank you, Jack.
and Bucky, I do feel bad that your present I gave you, you don't get to keep. Joyce gets it.
No,
Right.
she's doing my wife's doing a fantastic job of cooking me these little muffins in the morning, banana with pecans in them.
Yum.
They're delicious.
Is it a pecan or a pecan?
Pecan.
Okay, perfect.
And
Mm,
so I get
Yes.
those. I get
Yes.
those for breakfast because
Yes.
come on.
there's
That
there's no oils. There's
Mhm.
no seed oils in it when she does it. So I can eat those right in front of her. 2 or 3 of them at a sitting.
as it should be.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
It's always fun having you. And I hope the moral of this whole story today is how many ladies are listening to y'all.
Shout out to the ladies.
Absolutely.
We love our lady
I
listeners.
do.
Tell your friends and your enemies.
Yes.
When you're gossiping, make sure you gossip about us. That's what we're looking for. Shout out to Jay Willems here at Sue Patrick. Come see Jay.
Jay, I need a couple of these right here. This is awesome.
The bags.
These
Yeah,
bags are
the
awesome.
gift bags. That's legit
But
right
you're
there.
right, BK. You send that, you put that in a gift, you take the gift out in front and say, I got to take the bag back.
Yeah, no, that's not part of it.
I'm sorry.
That's not a part of the gift. I just needed something to carry it in.
Yes.
The gift is what's inside, but
I get to keep the bag.
everyone says it's what's on the inside that counts, right?
That
So
is
I'm taking the
awesome.
outside part. You're okay with that, right?
That shows the field. I can see where John Mackovic got hit on the side. I mean, this is awesome.
A lot has changed with DKR.
I know it has.
You were
There
coaching.
used to be a track around it and everything.
Used to be a track around it, and
Yes.
that Longhorn that kind of looks like a uterus
Yeah.
was
It wasn't there.
not a part of things
No.
back when you were coaching in the 90s here at Texas. Good stuff. Love Sue Patrick. SuePatrick.com. Again, free shipping on online orders over $59 if you're listening outside of
Store
Austin.
is open.
And the store is open. Great crowd here already today. And yes, Texas women's basketball. We'll talk more about their opening weekend tomorrow. But I'll just say this right now. Now that the Longhorns know who their first round opponent is going to be, Texas is a 45.5-point
Wow.
favorite against the Lady Bears of Missouri State tomorrow.
My goodness.
45.5, Buck. I think last year they were like 52-point favorites in the first round. And let me
Yeah,
tell
women's
you,
basketball has some big lines, don't they?
early on, yeah.
Man.
I mean, the men's lines are pretty big. They're like high 20s for the 1 versus 16s. But yeah, I mean, for the women's, you see 40 plus pretty routinely. LSU, a 2 seed, coached by your girl, Kim Mulkey.
Yes.
They are 51.5-point
My
favorites
goodness.
in their first game tomorrow.
And they'll try to win by 70.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't call off the
No,
dogs
she
right
won't
there.
do that.
She'll take off her heel and start hitting somebody, too.
Absolutely right.
UConn, oh, no. You know who UConn plays in their first women's game on Saturday?
The Aggies of North Carolina A&T.
Meet.
Oh, no.
Birds up, the Roadrunners. Care to guess the line between the 1 seed UConn Huskies and the Lady Roadrunners?
There's no chance it could be in the 60s.
54.5. Oh, my gosh. And I'm going to take UConn. Sorry about that, UTSA.
Well, they're good.
UTSA?
UConn.
Okay, I was going to say you've been doing some scouting on
No.
You've been driving down to San Antonio
No,
late at night to watch them play?
I'll be lucky to score 20.
Oh, my gosh. All right, back to this Texas men's basketball game here for a moment, and then we'll dive back into some of the other big games. And then we have to get to this Florida story.
We haven't got to the Florida story
You
yet?
left early yesterday.
That's right.
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste it on Rodney.
I did play well yesterday.
How'd you do?
Lost Pines, I shot 92.
All right, shooting your age.
You know what? At that place, that's good for me. I
Yeah.
did some really good things yesterday. Like I said, I had a nice breakfast. I got my early bird gummy in me. I felt really, really good. I hit the ball well. I wasn't trying to maneuver the ball like I always talk about hitting cutters and that. I just hit the ball straight.
Okay.
Straight. And from the tee box that I've moved up to now, I actually was hitting shots that I could get to the greens in regulation yesterday or in
Nice.
front of the greens. I was real. And plus, I have putting green thanks to Mike McCall.
Oh, so the putter was working?
Putter was good yesterday. I had a nice birdie and a par 3 yesterday.
Nice.
And then I got the call from the boys I was so lucky. That ball was supposed to hit the bank and go back. I hit a 7-wood across the water that hit the side of the bank and bounced up and right 2 feet away from the cup.
Hey, sometimes it's your day.
No, I mean, I had to I got ridiculed for that ball was supposed to hit and go backwards into the water. Well, I always want to put the topspin on the ball. And, I've had 2, by the way, that 7-wood has had 2 hole-in-ones. That same 7-wood.
That's amazing. Where, at mini golf?
No, at regular golf courses. One was at Lost Pines. The other one was at the Hills of Lakeway.
Hey, tell your boys jealousy is a hell of a drug.
It is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Thank you. I
A birdie
appreciate
is a
that.
birdie. I told him, hey, that's my new bird's nest now, Lost Pines. I saying, dude, you just finally, for the first time, got under 100 at that place.
Oh.
No, it's not the first time, but it's good to start coming down.
You like flap your wings after a birdie,
I did yesterday.
and you hit
I
it
was
with a
doing all the dancing. I was doing a little Irish jig yesterday because, you know,
St. Patty's Day,
yeah, I was trying to let them know that everything was good.
an Irish jig after your birdie.
Oh, it was good yesterday.
Doing some dancing
I'm
out
doing some
there.
dancing.
Oh
So
my gosh!
those are things you should be. That's why the phone should come out then.
Oh, and people are filming.
Oh yeah, I should have had it going. I had it going yesterday.
That is
That was
hilarious.
good, folks.
Good. Yeah, beautiful day. Beautiful day yesterday. Beautiful day today to sit down and watch some college basketball. I can tell you
Yes,
that.
indeed.
A few more thoughts on Texas. Talking about keys to a Longhorn win over BYU tonight. 6:25 tip-off, by the way. It'll be on AM 1300 The Zone on the radio side, TBS on the television side. No Dickie V and Charles Barkley on the call in this game.
Well, they got rid of that in a hurry, didn't
I
they?
regret to inform you. Yeah, it was kind of nice watching the other first four games last night and hearing a real broadcast team on the call.
Yeah, this is the time of year. That's what you want.
That's the time of
You
year.
know, and it's nice to have some fun on TV, radio, YouTube. But when you get to these teams that don't, that hardly have chances to get to, you don't want guys messing around. You want them talking about the team and the school.
Yeah.
That's their time to get some pub. Not about the game that's going to be 2 games from now.
I feel the way I felt about that telecast the other night was the way I felt about Bill Walton calling games when he was with us.
Right.
Like Bill Walton did not call tournament games. He was a regular season guy. And I enjoyed watching Bill Walton and listening to Bill Walton when Texas was not involved. If it was a game that I didn't care about, I'm like, this guy's just hilarious. He's all over the place. He's entertaining. It's all good. Then it's fine. But tournament game, and then I cared about one of the teams who was playing.
Yes.
That was a rough combination for me. So
You want to hear about the team.
yeah, I want to hear about the team. I want to hear about the other team. I want to hear about the game. Like
Right.
break down the game. Texas, we won't have to deal with that tonight.
No.
So rebounding in defense, we brought up some of those numbers earlier, right? Texas has been very good when they have rebounded well this season. They've been very good if they've been able to hold teams under 80 points this season. Obviously, they were on Tuesday. A couple of other keys for Texas, kind of moving to the offensive side of the ball. They got to stop turning it over so much.
Yeah, the turnovers. This is not the time for turnovers. Tournament play is not. This is the time you got to take care of the ball. Every possession will matter.
12 against NC State.
Yes.
Almost cost them, especially at the end. 13 against Ole Miss in the SEC tournament. Did cost them. 12 against Oklahoma in that regular season finale. Obviously cost them. So this team, again, they've been very good offensively this year, and they're not elite at not turning the ball over, but they've been very solid in that department this season. They have sort of lost their way when it comes to protecting the ball.
Yeah, and it's some of the fundamentals of the game. It just seems like they don't bypass them, but they lose the fundamentals. Like once we talk about when we talk about Jordan Pope, you're the guard. You need to get the ball up the court. You don't need two guys waiting in the backcourt to help you out. You should be able to. You're one-on-one. You should be able to beat a guy one-on-one to get up the half court. That's your job.
Right. Yeah, he panicked in one of those
Yes.
press breaking situations where it looked like he had gotten to the timeline and he just picked up his dribble and
Yeah,
tried to throw it to Dalen
Yeah, why
Swain.
do you stop there?
Turned into a jump ball, and possession arrow was favoring NC State, so they got it back. Yeah, it's. I am certain. I trust Sean Miller enough as a coach that I know it was only one day off between games, and Texas didn't get to Portland until super early yesterday morning. I am certain they worked on some press breaking stuff
I got to believe they did. Yes.
in practice yesterday, or maybe they'll work on it some more in practice today before the game, because, yeah, that almost cost them. Obviously, you give NC State credit. They hit some crazy shots. Like, that was a huge part of it, too.
Well,
but
that's what kept them in the game, the crazy shots.
yeah, you got to be able to handle that a little bit better. This is a too-veteran team, or too much of a veteran team. Maybe that's more grammatically correct to be making those mistakes. I'll also say, look, you got to make your threes. I said it earlier, BYU doesn't do a great job defending the three-point line.
Should get some opportunities.
Texas started 5 of 7 from beyond the arc on Tuesday night. They finished the game 5 for 17. They did not make a single three in the second half. You are not going, call me Captain Obvious, you are not going to beat a team as good as BYU if you go an entire half of basketball without making a three-pointer.
Yeah, they just don't. This team doesn't seem to hold their energy, throughout. The one kid does, obviously, Weaver. That guy's, full of energy when he comes in, no matter what. His energy level doesn't die down. But the other guys sometimes, BK, it looks like, they start the game out and they're ready to go. But then halftime comes, they come back. There's not a lot of energy out of them. It's just let's just see how the game let's see how the game goes. Let's see how it goes. But I think if tonight they can all come out with that energy immediately and then come at halftime, because I don't expect them to be getting blown out or anything. Come out at halftime with a close score and then bring the same energy again. I think they'll be fine if they can do that.
Yeah.
It's the energy level of this team sometimes that gets you.
All those droughts too.
Well, it's the energy level, the droughts,
Yeah.
and the foul problems.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you got to bring it tonight. There is no
Yes.
tomorrow if you don't bring it tonight. So you should never be questioning a team's energy or effort level
Yeah.
in this single
No.
elimination tournament.
No.
And yeah, I mean the droughts too. Like it's amazing that Texas was able to keep a lead at the end of the first half when they went the final 8 minutes and 40 seconds without a bucket.
Still, I was still thinking that was 4 or 5 minutes, but you're right. When
Yeah.
you counted them up, that went an awful long time.
It was 4 minutes without a point.
Right.
I think 4:06. But in terms of a made basket,
You're
but
right.
not a free throw, it was 8:40. They missed their
Wow.
last 10 shots of the first half and still were up one at halftime. Goes without saying you're playing with fire if if that's part of your plan
Yes.
in this one. And then make your free throws. Look, Vegas thinks this will be a close game. I
Mhm.
think this will be a close game. I think the number one story for me yesterday, if we were talking about Texas losing to NC State, the biggest reason why it would have been missed free throws. They missed 8 the other night. Like, that was a 2-point game that you needed a game-winning shot to win. You cannot be look, I'd love to make them all. You're probably not going to make them all, but 3 or 4 misses, maybe? That's okay.
Yeah, and your key guys can't be missing free throws because they're the ones who go
Oh,
to the line.
and Modest missed 5 himself.
That's unusual for him.
Right. He's not elite there, but he's better than what he showed
Yes.
against NC State. So against a team that scores at the level of BYU and with the talent of BYU, you can't leave free points
Yeah,
out
and
there.
with Modest, take advantage of his height tonight.
Yeah.
Early in the game, get him going.
I could see him. He shot 12 free throws
Yes.
in the last game. I could see him shooting double-digit free throws again because the guy who's guarding him is 4 inches shorter and 20
Yes.
pounds lighter. So that's a matchup. Look, maybe BYU doubles him, and if that's the case, he's got to do a better job of passing out of the double team. That might be how you get your open looks from 3 tonight. If they're like, well, we don't want Modest beating us, we're going to throw a second defender on him whenever he touches the ball on the
Nobody's
low
going to be
block.
sitting in the corners.
Then, yeah, I mean, that's kick it out a little bit. But if they're playing you straight up one-on-one, you got Kebakata on you, that's a matchup that you should be trying to exploit.
I would agree.
And then if you look, I think a key for Texas tonight, you're going to have to let A.J. DeBonsa have some dunks and layups. You don't want to?
Yeah, but don't foul him
Don't
on
give
the
him
way.
3.
Yeah.
Don't give him 3.
No.
It's not a make him earn it at the line kind of
No.
game.
Oh,
It's no.
no.
You're too. This team does not have the depth to where it's like 1 or 2 guys could get in foul trouble and it's going to be fine.
No.
If AJ DeBonsa blows by you, don't reach at the last
Let
second
him go ahead and dunk it.
and don't try to jump with him. He'll put your ass on a poster.
No.
You don't want to mess with that. You don't want
He's
to
going
mess
to get
with
him, so give him his. Just don't let him just don't hack him and get yourself in foul trouble. Like you said,
Yeah.
don't give him 2 and then to get him on the free throw line and having another one. Don't do that to him.
That's my big concern. And I wonder if Sean Miller is going to say, we'll just play him straight up and let him do his thing, or if it's, hey, let's make the other 4 guys on this team beat us. Like, we're just going to throw a second defender on A.J. DeBonsa every time he gets the ball, which is a lot, by the way.
Yeah, and the thing about it is just don't lose a lot of fouls to him.
No.
Just don't give up so many fouls to this guy, especially when you got 2-on-1. You know what I mean? 1-on-1, he's going to get fouls, but if you got 2 guys on him, guys, just keep your position. Don't let him break that. Make him have to do something. Just don't let him get to the free throw line, and now you got 2 guys that are in foul trouble.
Yeah, and the hope
You need
is,
all your players.
I think part of tonight's defensive game plan is hope. New rims for BYU, right? They're playing at a gym they haven't played in all year, and it's their first game of the tournament. And for A.J. DeBonsa, freshman, his first March Madness game of his career. Like, there's some added pressure. There's some elements there that have not been there for
Where's that guy
BYU.
from? That guy looks like he's been in. The guy looks like he should have been in the league like 3 years ago.
Well, if you didn't have to go to college for a season, if this was like the early 2000s or late
He would have been
90s,
gone.
yeah, he would have gone straight to the league out of high school.
Man,
He's that good. He is that good from the Boston area.
he is. He obviously went to prep school somewhere.
Yeah, prep guy for sure. Birthplace Brockton,
Brockton, Mass.
Mass,
Yes.
leading the country, 25.3 points per game.
Home of Marvin Hagler. Brockton, Mass.
Marvin Hagler.
The fighter, middleweight
Nice.
champ.
Nice. It's bad that I don't know who that is.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Yes, that's who he used to be, a lefty.
He just didn't want to pay full price, and so
Oh,
he got that nickname.
he was awesome.
Just haggling everywhere he went.
Well, he was tough.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Yes.
Yeah, AJ DeBonce is already more famous than that dude. I'm saying right now. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. To anybody under the age of 70, I think.
There you go.
That's how it works. So we'll take your thoughts. Bucky's going with BYU. I'm going with Texas in this game tonight. Am I super confident? No. But I don't know. I'm riding with the first four stats. I think the Longhorns find a way to get it done. I think the offense bounces back. I think this is a game, in the upper 70s, low 80s. But I'll take Texas winning a very, very close one in Portland.
Yeah, I think BYU wins 4 to 6 points, and they're going to get advantage of the calls.
Oh, the refs are going to be on their
Yeah.
side?
Oh, yeah. They're going to get some good officiating, because what they want is the people. What TV would like to see is BYU and Gonzaga again. Get back to their old conference play.
I think they care more about AJ DeBonce. If you're worried about
That's
a
what I
TV
mean, yeah.
angle, it's not going to be. We got to see BYU and Gonzaga play. I don't think anybody cares about that.
Yeah, because Gonzaga, to me, that's this is around their time where they start to depart.
Yeah. The best national storyline is in this tournament is all the freshmen, all the elite freshmen. So it's like, I think it'd be good for the sport. The NBA wants it because it's free exposure for them.
Houston's guard.
Yeah, it's like you look at Kingston Flemings at Houston, AJ DeBonce, Darren Peterson at Kansas.
Right.
The Boozers at Duke. Obviously, Cam Boozer's going to win National Player of the Year. Wagler at Illinois. Acuff at Arkansas. I mean, it's
some talent.
It's a ridiculous, and it sucks because two of them are out. Caleb Wilson at UNC's out for the season, and then Mikel Brown at Louisville is not going to play today in the Cardinals' first game. So, but there's still a bunch of other diaper dandies who are really, really good. Yeah, I'm sure the TV networks would not be opposed to those guys going on a bit of a heater. And that's the thing. Like, we got some money at Texas, but that Mormon money's no joke.
Oof. Where they're getting some players coming there now.
How do you get AJ DeBonce from the East Coast over to BYU, a non-practicing Mormon to go play college ball at BYU?
Bam.
I think there's a little cash involved. I think that's pretty safe to say. What a great place to coach that is for Kevin Young. Not to say he's a bad coach at all. Year 2 for him. Went to the Sweet 16 last season. But that they spend a little bit. And that definitely helps.
Well, and the conference they're in helps too.
Big 12?
Yeah.
Oh, like getting to play in the Big 12?
Absolutely.
People want to play in the Big 12 conference? Yeah, I think it's all about the cash right there, and they invest a lot. Love to have an AJ DeBonce type here in Austin one of these days. That'd be fun. Kevin Durant was like that.
Yes, he was.
It was a good time. All right, we will take your thoughts and your score predictions. The Dakota text line 512-222-9328. The YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch live chats are rocking and rolling as well. Before we get to some fun stories and a little bit more overall bracket talk to wrap up the program, how about another round of sponsor shout-outs?
So our friends over at Woods Comfort Systems for 70 years in Central Texas. They have been getting it done when it comes to heating, air conditioning, and now plumbing, indoor and outdoor plumbing. If you have a problem, if you have a need, please call on folks at Woods Comfort Systems. I have them coming to my house twice a year, dealing with my air conditioning and, of course, my heating. And I don't touch anything because I was told don't touch anything. Let us come there. Let our technicians do the work. We'll have everything prepared for you. So when that air conditioning starts to crank on, could be this weekend as the temperatures start to rise, make sure everything is the exact way you want it. If not, then call on Woods Comfort Systems. They will get to you. They'll get to you quickly. They'll get the job done. And as I said, in Central Texas, 70 years, Woods Comfort Systems, nobody does it better.
No, they don't. WoodsComfortSystems.com for more info, or give them a call, 512-842-5066. Speaking of guys who will be at your place and take care of everything you need, Mike McCall and his team at McCall Custom Homes, custom home builders and renovators here in Central Texas. It's a father-son team with more than 4 decades of experience. So they know what it takes to turn an Austin area home into something truly, truly special. All you have to do is give them a call or a text, 512-633-9580. You can find out more information online, McCallCustomHomesATX.com. They're A+ rated by the BBB. Buck, you missed this story yesterday, but Bucky's, not you, but the store named after you.
Yes,
and that
the
Beaver,
real rich ones.
They just received an F grade from the BBB. That's the worst obviously, grade that you can get. Mike McCall Custom Homes, A+. It's the best grade you can get. So when you want your beaver nuggets, go to McCall Custom. Kidding. When you want to upgrade your home, McCall Custom Homes,
Awesome.
ATX.com. Free estimates to listeners of this show. Just tell them you heard about it on this show, and Mike will take care of you.
Awesome.
Quick shout out too to ATX Indoor Golf Club. They got TVs in there. You want to play in a golf simulator? Anytime, day or night. They're open 24/7,
Go work
365.
on your game anytime.
That's where I go to work on my game, and I got to go there a lot more.
Yeah, you got to go more.
ATX Indoor Golf Club, 290 and Mopac. This place is awesome. They've got the latest TrackMan technology. You can play on more than 500 courses, including Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. They've got swing analysis. You can just hit the range, quote unquote, work on your game, and do it inside. So, when it's cold, it's nice and warm in there. When it's hot, summertime, you don't want to spend 5 hours outside in triple-digit
They got
temps.
air conditioning.
Yeah, they've got memberships, and you can also just book a bay anytime you want. ATX Indoor Golf Club. That's the name of the game, and their website is atxindoorgolfclub.com.
There you go.
Okay, let's get to these
Florida story.
funny stories that we have here in the BBK news. So Florida's given us a lot of content over the years.
Always.
Florida man, Florida woman, Florida kid, Florida boy, Florida girl,
governor.
Florida governor, Florida grandma, Florida grandpa. I mean, it's a pretty equal opportunity
They are.
in the Sunshine State. This is not your typical Florida story, but it is still very Florida. And it makes me question why
Oh boy.
Florida is the way that it is. So there is a Florida law in place that allows for the marriage between first cousins. And it's been in place for a long time. And some lawmakers in the Sunshine State have been trying to propose bills to ban this. Hey, this is a little weird. Maybe we should not allow you to marry your first cousin, right? Like, shouldn't we make that official?
Yeah, we need to maybe stop that.
Well, a Florida measure to ban marriage between first cousins died last week
Of course it did.
after it failed to pass the state's House of Representatives.
My goodness.
Any thoughts on that besides my goodness?
My goodness. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't pass.
So it's pretty crazy. Cousin marriage used to be commonplace in many communities. It was legal in the 34 states in the country during the Civil War. But, the Civil War was a long time ago.
Still is in West Virginia.
And the Civil War still is, or marrying your cousin still is.
All the above.
I don't think they have laws in that state. I really think it's you
Do whatever you want.
whatever you want right there. Now, we're bashing Florida here.
Yes.
Florida is not the only state where this is still legal.
Oh, can I say Oklahoma could be one?
There are 16 states
Oh.
in the union where there are no restrictions to you marrying your first cousin. New York is on there. Massachusetts is on there.
Delaware in there?
California is on there. New Jersey is on there. I don't have the entire list.
Jersey?
Those are the only 4 that are listed. I'd like to congratulate Connecticut. They banned marrying your cousins last year.
Oh, really?
We're getting some
Thank you,
looks
Connecticut.
from the people who are walking in and out of the store right now, which is understandable. Others allow it in certain instances. And again, there are 16 states where there are literally no laws about marrying your first cousin.
What does Alaska say?
I don't know. Again, I don't have the entire list of
That
who
is
does
great.
and who
That is-
doesn't. I mean, you shouldn't need a law for that.
No.
Like it probably should be in place
Your first cousin.
just to prevent people from even having the idea of doing it. Like there should be enough incentive to not do it right off the bat, but if you're even considering it, no, you're actually going to go to jail and this is illegal and you just can't do this. But I can't believe 16 states still say, do whatever you want. It's fine. Love who you love. Love is love, Buck.
No, not your cousin. No.
You got a cousin that you're thinking about here? Seems like you're in deep thought.
Yeah, back in the day, I wanted to kiss my cousin at one time.
Oh,
I was a kid.
how old are we talking?
Oh, I was a kid. I was a 6th, 7th grader.
How old was your cousin?
She was probably 10th grade.
Okay. And as you got older, you realized,
Can't do that.
no, it wasn't that you didn't want to. It was like, I probably can't
I
do that.
can't. No, it was more that I can't do that. I didn't stop wanting to. Oh, she was a fine one. I couldn't. It was one of those. It wasn't that I did not want to. It was
Oh.
like you can't do that.
Everyone's got that cousin, you know. It's
Everybody
like,
does have that.
if we weren't related, that's sort of the first thought that
Yes,
comes into your mind. It's like,
absolutely.
if we weren't related.
That's the one that stops you right there. The deal is if we weren't related, but we are.
But for a lot of people, yeah, they think of that, and it's like, okay, there's 4 billion other people of
Oh
the
my
opposite sex
goodness.
or the same sex, whatever you prefer, that are in the world.
Oh, Florida. Man, oh man.
You're giving them the Canadian treatment.
They are something.
I don't know if Canada allows this.
I got a daughter living there. My grandkids live in Florida.
Who's your daughter married to?
Oh, she married to a guy from Louisiana. So
Not
right.
related. Double checking that
Yeah.
right there. So that's one story we have today. Another story, I got to pull up a little screen share here
Wow.
while we're talking about this. We go from one end of the country to another end of the country. Real headline. Trans woman dressed up like Blues Brothers allegedly murdered millionaire developer in LA. A transgender woman dressed up like a Blues Brother allegedly murdered a millionaire developer in his Los Angeles home before having an hours-long standoff with a SWAT team, according to authorities, Buck.
Dressed up like Belushi. Really?
And here's a picture. Let me screen share it so our
I'm
audience
thinking more like
can get
Aykroyd.
it. Yeah, this is more Aykroyd for
Yeah,
sure. I mean,
for
this is Dan Aykroyd
Yeah.
right here, reincarnated. That guy's not
Absolutely.
dead, so I guess not
Yeah.
reincarnated. But this looks like a scene out of the Blues Brothers
It
right
does.
here. Like a Halloween costume or something.
Surrendering.
Eleanor Bolo, 39, was charged Sunday in the killing of Demetrius Dukulus and is being housed in LA County's Men's Central Jail, according to inmate records. Cops responded to a check on Dukulus, who is 92 years old, by the way, at his Hermosa Beach home around 12:30 p.m. after his realtor hadn't heard from him in about a week. Began as a routine welfare check and then escalated into a suspected homicide.
See. So when you get in your 90s, if people don't hear from you from a week, they're coming looking for you.
I guess so.
Okay.
That's how it works right there. Neighbors reported a foul odor coming from the home.
That'll do it too.
And also sightings of a suspicious person.
Blues Brother, just like a Blues Brother.
She was doing a check on him. The house smelled terrible, so she called the police. This is the realtor here. When police arrived, Bolo was there, told him he was armed, and that led to a 7-hour
Good grief.
standoff. Subject made statements about being armed and dangerous and then barricaded themselves inside the residence. And they brought the SWAT team. They brought everybody around
They'll do
to
some strange things.
make
Man.
sure it was okay. So we don't know. It's being treated as a homicide, but we don't know if the person was actually killed by Dan Aykroyd
Or just
or if they
that
just
just
died
got
and for
because they're
some
old.
reason
They're old
this guy was there just
Yeah.
hanging out and doing some weird stuff to the
at
body.
92.
That is so funny. The
That's
Blues
crazy.
Blues Brothers, the Blues Murderers,
That's nuts.
Dan Aykroyd. I always wonder what he was doing these days.
My goodness.
Now we know he's killing the olds and hanging out in their smelly homes. Disgusting. All right, I think that's all we've got in the BBK news today. Anything else on your brain?
No, that Florida one is great.
Marriage. Hey, call up your cousin. See how she's doing.
I should see how Laverne is doing.
What could have been if you just lived in a different state? It's a shame, man.
I am so glad I didn't.
Taking away our First Amendment rights, these
Yes.
lawmakers.
Yes, indeed.
Love is love, isn't it? Should be able to
No,
love
it's
whoever
not.
you want in this life.
Love the one you're with. Is that what that is?
Oh, you're
Love
with
the-
your cousin a lot, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and I love them.
Spent a lot of time with my cousins.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you and your cousins exchange money a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what you guys are all about.
That's why my aunt was the first one to let me make a bet at a horse track, Delaware Park.
What'd you do to your aunt?
I said I wanted to bet on the number 2 horse. Won about $300. She had to give that to me, and she did,
Okay.
which was cool.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I like that. No birthdays, yeah. Well, Casey Anthony's birthday apparently is today. Speaking of, yeah, all right. we're going to get out of here.
No goods.
Speaking of no goods, yeah, that's a nice way to say it right there. Shout out to Sue Patrick for hosting us.
Absolutely.
Great time, as always. Come get your Longhorn gear. Got Texas women's basketball opening up tournament play tomorrow. Of course, Texas baseball and softball in SEC play. They've got the best selection of Longhorn gear in the city.
Boy, do they ever.
The Jess and Jane collection as well.
Jess and Jane, yes.
Great candles. They've got accessories. They've got women's clothes. They've got the jelly cats. They've got everything.
Dude, if you're interested in Easter cards, they got the Easter cards out.
Easter cards. They got the Longhornopoly and the Texasopoly and this thing that you microwave or stick in the oven for a few hours and
No, just a few seconds. That's
seconds.
all you need.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, come see
Always good to be here.
Sue Patrick and SuePatrick.com for your online orders. The Buck and I will be back tomorrow recapping day one of March Madness. And who knows what the sports world will have in store for us.
Let's go Horns tonight. Let's go.
Let's go Texas. Y'all enjoy the madness, and we will talk to y'all tomorrow.
Welcome.
Hook 'em.